Denver dominates Game 7, and it's on to the second round for the Nuggets, and a meeting with the top seed in the West, Oklahoma City.
Now you can condescend. Alright? Let's move forward amicably.
Okay, well, check this out. Though. First of all, you're throwing too many big words at me. Okay, now, because I don't understand them, I'm going to take them as disrespect. Watch your mouth and help me what to say.
Okay, see, now you found yourself a nigga. You looking for a nigga? Nigga here now, see?
My mind is so spectacular. Open up your aperture. You don't like the light that I be shining, bitch. You Dracula. Southern draw vernacular. Flip you like a spatula. Knew that I was built to put this word up on my scapula. I've been on this road so long, my tires bald. I don't wanna text and no, I don't wanna call. Came in this shit running, bitch. I don't know how to crawl. We ain't never folding, I'm holding the highest card. Look, okay, grew up running post routes. Now I'm on the cash route. Better call the plumber. That boy spitting like a bass spout. All these bad women in this club, fuck is you mad about? Word to all my estheticians, boy, I'm about to lash out. Straight from St. John's to the east side, jigging since the knee high. Watch the way I put on for my state, nigga, yeehaw. Respecting no everything. Crazy how I made it to the league from the bleach eyes. Boy, my shit hair wrong, black, rich, and bare arms. Smoking on that yogi, this shit stronger than some bare arms. Goku, I'm in rare form, you cannot prepare for him. When I swing, it's like a carnival, this shit ain't fair for him. Brought intellect back to this rap shit. You niggas need chapstick. Shit been dry for way too long, and I'm the matchstick. You niggas Nickelodeon me, I'm more like Cap Nick. Cap a nigga, throw him in front of me. Party favors on the table, you can pick and choose. I would be lying if I said it, I don't get confused. I'm just a player in the game and I don't pick the rules. Why trouble always seem to find the ones with shit to lose. About to blow like we just lit the fuse. We double dutching to this dough, I get this shit in twos. Push the button, get it started, put that shit in cruise. A little dust up on his heart, I barely get to use. A fool flatters himself, a wise man flatters the fool. Man, I just came to get it started like mechanics with tools. Cause in my hood, if you don't pack a tool, you planning to lose. These young boys deserve Oscars, they be acting a fool. A couple loose screws, but they hammer accurate. Ooh, I know some niggas stuck on drugs and manufacture it too. School of hard knocks, we all got our bachelor's. Food, no cap and gowns, but we all had to master. Party favors on the table, you can pick and choose. I would be lying if I said it, I don't get confused. I'm just a player in the game and I don't pick the rules. Why trouble always seem to find the ones with shit to lose. I'm dumb lit, it's about to be a late night. Fresh wax, shawty, show me what it tastes like. Niggas know me in my city like I'm Wayne Wright. Got them looking up to me and we the same height. Ooh, I got it bad, deep in my bag. Foot on the gas, they cannot last. Swimming with the sharks, bitch, that's a great white. Never stopping, we don't even need no brake lights. Say she don't smoke, but she always smoke with me, yeah. Backwards in the air, back up in the ovaries, yeah. All my ops, they stay running like they over easy. Even my masseuses can't just get too close to me, yeah. Shout out to Next, soon as the ink dry, we count out the checks, yeah. I never flex, I bought up a business, you bought up a section. I'm at the top of my class, yeah. Y'all never learned from your lessons. Skywalker gave me the force, yeah. Turn this into an obsession, yeah. I couldn't wait on the team, cooking shit up with just me run play, yeah. Things never are what they seem, but we know the facts, yeah. Charging that shit to the game, but now I pull up with a battery pack, yeah. The bigger they are, the harder they fall, and we can just leave it at that. I'm dumb lit, it's about to be a late night. Fresh wax, shawty, show me what it tastes like. Niggas know me in my city like I'm Wayne Wright. Got them looking up to me and we the same height. Ooh, I got it bad, deep in my bag. Foot on the gas, they cannot last. Swimming with the sharks, bitch, that's a great white. Never stopping, we don't even need no brake lights. Big bro, why they call you big bro? Every time we hit the bank, we deposit zip codes. Well connected with the streets like we out in...
Hi, Kawhi. How do you evaluate a night like tonight with everything that had happened in the series? These games were close, and then tonight happens the way that it unfolds.
I think we could have gave a better effort for sure. At the time, I don't think this team was 30 points better than this. I mean, we've seen it throughout the first 6 games of the series. But you got to give them credit. They came out and fought, ran hard in transition, got easy points, and they made shots.
You've also mentioned throughout the season that your goal is to get to the offseason healthy. You've done that. Mentally, what does that do for you going not just into the offseason, but into next season in general?
Be able to, start a training camp and be able to start the season, which would be great. But right now the loss is still on my mind, and but like you said, I am happy that I am healthy coming out the game. But wish we'd had a better outcome.
Right. Even though you guys lost, what's the significance for you and this team of winning 50 games this season?
I don't know. I mean, I guess we just did a good job during the season. I guess you guys said a lot of people counted us out, but we were able to get here. But that's never the goal. So just getting here.
Kawhi, 2 things. They're not related, so I apologize in advance. But with you and James being at the point of y'all careers that y'all are at, like, what gives you any level of encouragement that you can build off of what this team has shown and what you both have shown individually?
I mean, I don't know right now. I guess we still playing at a high level in a sense. But yeah, I mean, it's a hard question to answer right now.
What's good, everybody? Welcome to the Pull Up Show. I'm your host, Mr. BJ Matthews, aka B Jizzle. Before we get started, follow us on the YouTube page, the Pull Up Basketball Podcast. Like, share, subscribe. All of our YouTube videos, hit that like button. Y'all come here to share, subscribe, hit that Cash App. $SlickRick1990. $SlickRick1990 is our Cash App as well. If you guys want to go to the Pull Up Basketball Podcast at your own discretion, it's up to y'all. If y'all want to donate to the Pull Up Basketball Podcast, under that, make sure y'all hit that button. If y'all want to do the super stickers, super comments, you can do that as well. Very, very simple. All you guys gotta do is hit that $ symbol right there at the bottom in the chat box, and y'all can donate that way. It's very important to continuously sow into the Pull Up Basketball Podcast, so we give y'all undescribed content as it is. But we back with another episode, man. It's been a few weeks. I've missed y'all. Little update. I've been taking time away since the Clippers tasted defeat last month from doing lives, and I've been more so just looking to just basically do videos here and there. I have been watching playoff basketball. It's been an exciting finals. Game 7 is tomorrow, so I figured I would do a live video today upon request. A lot of people was asking me where I'm at. So here I am doing a video for y'all on the weekend. Hope that y'all enjoying y'all weekend this weekend, and you guys get a chance to hear some good content from me. And before we get started, make sure you guys, like I said, hit that like button and comment into the comment section. Let me know that y'all are in here. Shout out to my man Alan NG for the $1.99 donation. He said, do not trade for KD. We're going to talk about KD probably in the next video. I'm probably going to put a video on KD coming up. If not tonight, I might do a live tomorrow. It's up to you. I'm probably going to do a live. I'm probably going to do a live tomorrow on KD. So y'all pull up again tomorrow, and we're going to talk about KD before the finals and all that good stuff. Let's go to Old Man. Salute to my man Old Man. He said, salute BJ and Pull Up family. What's good, Old Man? How you doing? Danny Berry Sports Highlights. He's in the comments, says, hey everyone, happy Saturday to you, my man. Like I said, make sure you guys smash that like button. And we're going to get right into it, man. We're going to talk about it. As y'all saw in the intro, and y'all see in the title, it's a question that I think, people kind of, not have really thought about for a while. But since we are in this position, I think it's a good time to really talk about it, transpiring, because I saw a post on Twitter, and it kind of made me revisit some things in the past, man. This is the 6th year that Kawhi Leonard has been a Clipper. We're coming upon his 6th year, as y'all can see right here. Sleeper Clippers is his Twitter page. He said, it's crazy to me that we are entering year 6 of the Kawhi era in LA. What will his legacy be as a Clipper? And when you look at that right there, a couple things come to mind. First thing, like I said, it's wild. It's been 6 years since Kawhi been a Clipper, since he joined the Los Angeles Clippers from the Toronto Raptors. If you was to ask me, would Kawhi Leonard be in this position, not having a championship, not reaching the finals, being hurt for the 6 postseasons he's been in attendance, all the moves that's been happening, his co-partner no longer here. If you was to say that all that stuff transpired within a 6-year stretch, and it's been a lot of disappointment surrounding Kawhi in the Kawhi era, I would think he was a bull-faced liar because, coming upon the Clippers, coming to LA and Toronto, Kawhi was arguably the best player in the league, and I felt like he was. I felt like him coming off that championship against Toronto, against the Warriors, solidified him. I thought that he was the best two-way player in the league. I thought he was clutch. I thought he had really no weaknesses in his game that could be really exploited. And they were getting the finals MVP. He was on top of the world. So going into the offseason in 2019-2020, when you talk about not just bringing him in, but Paul George as well, many of the masses believed the Clippers had a really, really good chance of winning it all. And as I've said this before, I'm going to continuously say this. For all y'all keep talking about SGA, were y'all saying that same thing when they made this trade? Were you saying SGA was the person they need to keep when this trade was made, or was you saying this now in the aftermath of everything that transpired and settled down? Oh, we should have kept SGA. We want to add that. We want to, plug that in. If you didn't say that in 2019, I don't want to hear you right now. Because, see, that's what happens in the world today we live in. Everybody has to cling on and want to be right instead of standing on saying, okay, well, this is what I said, and then looking at all the details of what happened in that trade. I'm explaining again. You're not getting Kawhi Leonard unless you are trading for not just scratch Paul George's name off, unless he's getting a second star. You're not doing that. So I get annoyed talking to this about multiple people. Not really annoyed, but I have to continuously go back to history. You're not getting one without the other. No one was begging for SGA to stay when he was, being let go for all them picks. The picks to me were the biggest thing that really kind of, backfired. It wasn't the SGA move because, like I said before, you got a coach like Tyronn Lue who does not like to play young players as it is, and who does not develop players as it is. You was going to ask for Tyronn Lue to play a second-year player and play him heavy minutes. He was going to get all the shots. He was going to get the offense around him when you had 2 players better than him at the time. That simply just wasn't going to happen. I had a post. Somebody said on the post, what would SGA be if he had stayed with the Clippers? He would have been a good third option. So what SGA had to do is go to his own team, taste defeat for 3 years straight, because that's what he did after Chris Paul left, have a team built around him and his game, his skill set, a la have all them picks that end actually next year for him to actually be successful. He wasn't going to be SGA that we see right now in the finals, or actually not the last 2-3 seasons, unless he was moved. And that's just the facts. But I digress by that. If you didn't say nothing about that in 2019, please save your breath for now. Please save it, because I had no one was coming up to me saying this was such a horrible trade. And now that I remember Lawrence Frank did something that he did do well. He got Executive of the Year for that trade. That was so bad. Jerry West, who's the best basketball mind of all time, was right there in that front office when they made the deal. So that's what I will have to say about that. But at the end of the day, that's what transpired. And it's been 6 years since he won a championship. And that's why I want to talk about this, because now that you tasted defeat again this year, the question comes back up about Kawhi Leonard. How much time does he really have left with the Clippers? If we pull up Kawhi's contract, I believe he has 2 more years left on his deal. He's 33 years old. Actually, no, he's about to be 34 at the end, I think next week on the 29th. He got 2 more years left on his contract. And in this day and age, right now, you know how many players that contract only goes but so far. I'm talking about players breaking their deals, asking for trades out, everything under the sun. Even with the contract, people looking this day, they like, okay, well, that doesn't mean anything. So I'm about to say this. Hey, moderators, if you guys are in here, make sure y'all block any of this spam stuff. If y'all see any of this spam, all these crazy comments, I need y'all to kind of get on, blocking. Y'all have the power to block stuff too. And remove people and all that, ban them and all that good stuff. So make sure you guys do that for me so it doesn't contaminate the show. Salute to the people, salute to realists. Let's get these likes up. Hindsight 2020. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Back to the point though. Kawhi got 2 more years left on his contract. He got a $349 million deal. So he's making $49 million a year right now, as y'all can see right here. He got $50 million left on his contract in 25, 26, and then another $50 million, 26, 27. So he got 2 more years left on his contract. And neither of them are a player option. So those are 2 years that he's locked in, which is telling to me just how invested the Clippers are into Kawhi. They don't want to leave anything to chance to let him go. I had a conversation with one of my homies yesterday. He was telling me, I was talking about, Kawhi Leonard and, how much money he's making and stuff like that. Y'all know Kawhi Leonard's not even taking the full max. He's taking less than the max. But $50 million is pretty much, in my personal opinion, considered a max deal. But of course he can make more money. So that's beside that, but he's making $50 million for the next couple seasons. So he'll be 36 by the time his deal is ended, or 35 when his deal ends. Right? So he has a chance to basically, have his own future how he wants to have it. And personally, after all this that happened the last 6 seasons, this is a very, very good question to ask. This is a very good question to ask. This is a really good question to ask. So what I'm gonna do, I came down a video I saw a few days ago. Actually, a few years ago, but I traced it back down again. About Kawhi's mindset. I'm gonna play about what I think about him possibly being let go or him choosing to force his way out. Now, if you look at Kawhi's history, he doesn't have the mindset of just wanting to force his way out of cities. You look at the San Antonio situation with the Spurs. That was more so of a situation where he felt the organization did not believe him that he was really hurt. And I think personally, his uncle Dennis becoming his manager got in his ear, and they both made a collaborative decision to say, you know what, this just isn't working out here. The trust is gone, all that good stuff. So, we're going to go ahead and just go somewhere else. We're going to go ahead and go somewhere else with this, because this isn't going to be, conducive for our brand going on here forward. All these comments is crazy, man. What's going on? Y'all, man. Hey, like I said, man, y'all block some of these, y'all moderators block these people, man. All these comments coming in spam and stuff. But like I said, San Antonio, that's what happened in that situation. He gets traded to Toronto in the offseason. After Toronto, he ends up leaving Toronto willingly to the Los Angeles Clippers. Now, that in itself right there, Bruce said spam mirror. Is that an app, Bruce? If that's an app, I'll go ahead and download that as the show's going, and I'll go ahead and do this myself. But what's good, Bruce? But basically, like I said with Kawhi, man, he leaves San Antonio in a trade, and he goes to Toronto, and he willingly leaves after he wins a championship. The reason why I bring up those two things right here is because, once again, I bring up these two things because I'm looking at what's really going on with, possibly Kawhi. Is this going to be how much time he has with the Clippers left? Because, like I said, he only has 2 years left on his contract. But the way things are shaping out in LA, it's kind of like an undeciding, direction they're going. I don't know which direction they're going. I don't know who's getting signed, who's getting moved. I just seen the last. I did the video on the guy who got, general manager from the Kings. He's going to be the advisor for the Clippers, Monte McNair. We'll see what happens with that. Oh, he said I meant to say spammers. Yeah, the spammers crazy. So I don't know where all these spammers coming from. Oh well, but let me get my train of thought back. The Clippers have a lot of decisions to make this offseason, and I believe they got about a week for everything to start. They got to decide on what they're going to do with, of course, James Harden's contract. James Harden has a player option right now, up for $36 million. You can either opt in and stay with the Clippers for one more season, and the Clippers have a decision to either trade him or keep him, which they'll probably look to keep him unless they get something better, or he can opt out and get a deal somewhere else that's more conducive to his, his money. Because my thing is with Harden, man, look, I'm just interested to see how his teammates receive him after the playoffs, and not just game 7, but actually in games 4, 5, and 7, where he doesn't even speak to the media. The only game Harden spoke to the media was game 1, and that was the opportunity to really, in my personal opinion, take a jab at Kawhi. He's saying that, the game was over when we had all those turnovers, when in reality, the game was over after he turned the ball over and Russell Westbrook took it from them in overtime. So I'm not too against him. I mean, of course, we understand that, we want him to play better in the playoffs, but, when he did it, when he doesn't even show up for the post-game media, salute, Jarrell. Salute. When he doesn't even show up to the post-game media in the after the game in the aftermath, that spoke volumes to me that he was feeling embarrassed. So I don't know how his teammates will receive him after that point. You ain't really heard nothing from the Clippers about, players doing anything. I think they're kind of just enjoying their time off. I did see Norman Powell working out a couple weeks ago. But and that's another player we got to look at too. His contract is about to be up. He got one more season left. I think he's up for $19 million. I'm gonna pull up in a minute. But Harden's up for a deal right now. We got to decide what he's gonna do, and that's what the Clippers are waiting for. If Harden ends up signing back, then you'll see Norman Powell's contract get addressed. You'll see Amir Coffey, which I think he's already gonna be done. I think he's already out of here. You got Bogdan Bogdanovic, right? But Norman Powell's an interesting one too, because you guys see what we're gonna do with him. And the way he played in the playoffs was nowhere better than what James Harden played. So now that this doesn't happen and that Norman Powell thought was going to be that second option, which he was the first part of the regular season, it's kind of like an uncomfortable feeling. Like, okay, what do you tell him? Do you tell him that he's going to still be the starting shooting guard and just run it back with Harden and Powell in that backcourt? This time Kawhi is going to be healthy. I think that's what they're going to probably aim to do, or the pitch they're going to give. Well, Kawhi only played 37 games, and, you know, we still won this amount of games, yada, yada, yada. Just think what would happen when he plays, 60 games or 65 games. But if people that didn't see, when Kawhi got back into form, that's when Norman Powell took a back seat, willingly so, but his game kind of departed from itself. Norman Powell's one of them type of players that he needs to feel like he has to see the ball go through the rim to keep that fire going. He's a momentum player. So when his shot ain't falling, he ain't doing much of anything else. So now that you have him on the roster, a guy who's not good enough to be a second option, and it's not super, and it's still a starter / bench player, quality player. Where do you piece him at? Do you tell him let's go back to the bench, or do you say keep him where he's at and let him get a second opportunity? It's a tough call, right? You traded Terrence Mann to get Bogdan Bogdanovic. We seen in the playoffs he didn't really do much of anything but be a quiet role player, which is exactly what he is. But it seems to me now the Clippers are having a choice to basically run with him, because you trade away a real playoff piece on defense, which was Terrence Mann. I know a lot of people are not big on Terrence Mann, or it's half and half. But now that you got rid of a playoff piece, again, playoffs, not season, playoffs, who would take on the tough defensive assignments at his position, you got rid of that, and you replaced it with a guy who doesn't really have a playoff resume as it is. Outside of that one season with Atlanta, he had a run when they went to the Eastern Conference Finals, and that was really Trae Young's was his greatness. I mean, a lot of these dudes are just not on that level for playoff performers. They're just not. So it's a lot of decisions the Clippers have to make. Hold on 1 second, y'all. DFJ with the Matumbo blocks. I'm assuming Ben Simmons is not returning. MG13 said, I hope we can keep Ben Simmons. Yeah, that's another thing. What are we going to do with Ben Simmons? I got to look at his contract. What is he up for? I don't know how much he signed for. Let me check real quick what Ben Simmons signed for in his contract. I'm going through all this stuff, y'all, and then we're going to get right back into Kawhi. He signed a 1-year, $1 million deal. So that's another player. Do you guys let him go? I hope Ben Simmons stays. But the problem with Ben Simmons is that he was told something that did not happen. He was told that he was going to get real valuable minutes on this team. As I said in my last video, Ben Simmons is a player you borderline have to babysit. Not in a bad way, though, but you have to make him feel comfortable. When you tell him that he's going to be a part of the rotation, you tell him he's going to be a vital piece of the team. You saw what you got the first, I don't know how many weeks of the season. You got good production, especially that first game against Utah. He was one of the reasons they won that game. Guarding Lauri Marketing in the post, who can guard positions 1 through 4, who can play in transition, who puts pressure on the rim, even though he's not looking to score. That will come. But when you sit up and lie to him, and you lie to the media saying he was playing Nikola Jokic's role going into the postseason, you get a response to Law Murray said he didn't do any of that stuff in practice. Once again, not being transparent with your players in the media really, really does hurt their trust and value with you. And that's why I said with Tyronn Lue, he needs to leave. He needs to leave. The same way that you got these players on this hot seat, why can't the coaches be on the hot seat? Every other coach in the NBA can fire their coach and let their coach go. But the Clippers seem to be very, very headstrong and just keeping everybody around, hanging around, hoarding, all that stuff. Because I personally believe they don't want to make tough decisions. This offseason is going to come to making tough decisions. Why is that? Because your best player is healthy now. And that goes back to my main point. How much time does Kawhi Leonard have left on the LA Clippers? We're going to go into a few things before we actually get into that. Now, I came across a video that I'm going to play for y'all that really kind of opened my eyes up because, again, like I said, the Spurs and the Raptors, they're the only two teams that Kawhi has been on outside the Clippers. He's 34 years old, and he's still playing at a high level. All this, Kawhi ain't got this much time left. I think Kawhi got a good 3 to 4 seasons left in the NBA. I really do. Because his game, he has an old man's game where he's still hell of efficient. He's still strong. He plays the game very intelligently. He has a high IQ. Players like that, they find ways to be effective. His knee looked very, very, strong this year. It's just going to be a matter of how the team manages his situation. But as far as his individual game, he gets better every time he comes back. But I wanted to play a clip on Kawhi, how he feels right now. Because my question is to him, how does he feel about all this? We ain't heard from Kawhi all off season. Nobody really knows how he really feels about all this. How does he feel about all these moves and all these, signings and contracts and stuff like that? He hasn't been very vocal about it. But the vid I played after Game 7, that press conference, he looked hella frustrated. Him saying the regular season don't mean anything. It don't mean much. It's about the playoffs. It's about him and the team, getting it done in the playoffs. He was frustrated. He's saying the Nuggets wasn't 30 points better than him. I felt like he felt they didn't put up a tough enough effort. So because you have that, it makes things very interesting. How much will Kawhi continuously put up with this and stay where he's at? I'm going to play a clip of a video of Kawhi Leonard a few years ago on Media Day. It was in 2022. And Kawhi Leonard spoke about the team at that point. So the reason why I want to bring this in is because I want y'all to kind of see his mood from this year coming back from injury and what he had after that Game 7 victory or that Game 7 loss to Denver. There are some key points in this interview what he talked about that really highlights what the Clippers have been doing since this point in the last 3 seasons. As I mentioned before, one of the reasons why I want Tyronn Lue out of here is because as much as people keep talking about he got the Clippers to the conference finals, you can still use that with the players as well. The last 3 seasons, he has not gotten out the first round. You didn't have your best 2 players the first 2 years, fine. This year you had them both, and everybody was healthy, and you still went home. Since Tyronn Lue has been a coach for the Clippers, they have not been a top 3 seed. I'm going to repeat that. Since Tyronn Lue has been the Clippers coach the last 5 seasons, they have not been a top 3 seed. Doc Rivers at least can get you to do that. He did it the first year with Kawhi and Paul George. They were the second seed in the West. He turns around in Philadelphia. Andre knows this. They're the first seed in the Eastern Conference. He's had a first seed or a top 3 seed with Lob City. Of course, we know what he did with Boston years ago. Doc Rivers at least gets it done in the regular season. Tyronn Lue, all this, he's a Mr. Adjuster. Yeah, he adjusts after the game. When the game is over and you took an L. So what good is that really when you're going through series by series and you're facing a coach like a David Adelman who's won a championship as an assistant, who knows how to involve his players, empower his players? How successful is that going to be in a series season or a series in the playoffs? And if it's not, why do you continue to keep him around? And what are you trying to do from years on out? Because that philosophy will not win. But I digress from that. I don't just say stuff just to say it. If it's called for somebody's to be their job to be let go, it's for a reason. But I want to hear what Kawhi has to say, how his mood has been the last few years, and I want y'all to listen in. But here we go.
And the front office has rebuilt the team around, or kind of fit around you and PG.
I think he's done a great job. We got a lot of talented wings on our team that could play both ways. Dribble, shoot the ball, be able to, guard multiple positions. And I think that's what you need right now in this NBA. A guy.
So I'm going to replay this real quick. We kind of started a little bit. I'm going to replay it. I'm going to stop it as it's going. But I'm going to let y'all hear the beginning of the question. Here we go.
Here, how have you felt about how Lawrence Frank and the front office has rebuilt the team around, or kind of fit around you and PG?
I think he's done a great job. We got a lot of talented wings on our team that could play both ways. Dribble, shoot the ball, be able to, guard multiple positions. And I think that's what you need right now in this NBA. Guys that could guard and just switch and be able to knock down open shots. And, we'll see how it unfolds this year, but I'm excited. We got training camp tomorrow.
All right, so this is the thing I'm going to say. Everybody come in here, make sure I hit that like button. Let me go on some of these comments. He said, what's good, JM? He said, with us having a new GM, this might be the end of Ty Lue. I really hope so. I'm telling y'all, go back and listen to my video I made on this signing of Monte McNair, the Clippers advisor. I don't feel like Steve Ballmer would bring him in unless somebody was on the hot seat, which is Lawrence Frank, which is what they just asked the Kawhi about. Listen, as much as I want Tyronn Lue gone, I want Lawrence Frank gone as well. Now, like I said, ever since the last 3 seasons, things have just been going the other way for the Clippers. And my thing is, it doesn't take long for other teams to get rid of player pieces in the front office after just 1, maybe even 2 seasons. Mike Brown was the coach of the year in 2023. He gets let go during the season. Taylor Jenkins has had 2 years in a row in 22 and 2023 where there have been top 2 seeds in the West, and a large part when their best player, John Morant, was hurt. Tom Thibodeau for the Knicks gets fired right after the playoffs, and they were a top 3 seed in the East. All this talk where we can't fire Tyronn Lue, we can't fire Lawrence Frank, who are we going to get to replace him? All this is as if people think they've just won championship after championship. Hell, you got T. Sweezy saying Joe Mazzulla's not a good coach, and they won a championship. I'm telling you, man, like, Some of y'all other teams, man, people need to really appreciate just how lenient the Clippers front office has, Steve Ballmer has been with Lawrence Frank and Ty Lue. He has been as patient as he can. But I think he's finally starting to see there are moves that need to possibly be made. B World was good. Salute BJ. Always here giving support. Fire GM, fire Ty Lue, by Harden. I stand by all that. Corey Gear 5 said they made decisions off the Lakers based off the Lakers and selling tickets, not necessarily not a basketball. I completely agree. I completely agree. And that's been the talk for the last few years. It seems like to me, every play the Lakers want to get, the Clippers just look to snag back underneath them because they don't want them to have them. That to me is not the correct mindset as well. You should be confident enough in your own abilities to make decisions in that office where you don't need to watch over the big brother on the other side. Y'all make sure y'all hit that like button. Old man said Zubac better get in the lab this summer and develop a mid-range shot to open up cutting lanes more. Yeah, Zubac has to. He's the big one. He has to take a huge leap. He cannot continue. He cannot come back the way he was because I'm gonna say something too, and this may not be popular. Everyone's saying Zubac got so much better, right? I think it's just more about the opportunity. He got the opportunity to score and touch the ball. Now, Zubac's efficiency is there. Zubac can score in the post. Zubac has great footwork in the post, even though it's slower. But there's holes in his game that's keeping him from being a Jokic, an Embiid, a Karl-Anthony Towns, hell, even a DeMontis Sabonis, and it's the versatility. These guys can play on the perimeter. These guys can play 15, 18 feet out. These guys can score inside and out. These guys are mobile. If Zubac wants to be able to deal with those players, he's going to have to stretch out his shooting. I did see some good things on defense from Zubac on the perimeter. I seen, even though he might get beat by a guard, he does compete. It's not like Luka Doncic back in 2021 where he was just basically feasting on Zubac. Zubac is actually a person that will work, but the next step is for him he's going to have to be able to shoot that pick and pop shot. But I digress. Kawhi brought up the Lawrence Frank, how he's constructed the roster, and notice something that he said that the team must have. The team has to have two-way wings. What have I been saying for a long period of time, y'all? We do not have enough two-way players on this team. We do not have enough two-way players on the roster. What does two-way players do? Two-way players give the ability for you not to get played off the court. You know why people keep mentioning the fact that we don't have enough offense or defense all the time to time? You know why people are kind of, in the middle with having to, keep a guy like Chris Dunn, who's not a great offensive player, who doesn't stretch the floor very well, and then asking, should we go ahead and put another player like, I don't know, Bogdanovich in the game? You know why you guys keep asking that question? Because we don't have enough two-way players. See, what happens is you can only have 5 people on the court at a time. So because Chris Dunn's not a great offensive player and you need to score the basketball in this league and he has very good defense, you're stuck in the middle between having to give up your offense for great defense or giving up your defense for good offense. But that becomes an issue because when you face a team who got players who are two-way players who are better than Chris Dunn and Bogdanovich, who are really bench players, now you're facing a Denver team like an Aaron Gordon, like a Michael Porter Jr., who are better two-way players than what you guys see on the screen. Now it becomes an issue. Who do you play? Now you're asking Derrick Jones Jr. to be a corner three-point shooter. Now you're asking Derrick Jones Jr. to score more than what he scored in Dallas. All of a sudden, you want Bogdan Bogdanovic to play defense. Norman Powell has to be a very good two-way player. He has to score 20-plus points and guard the other team's best player. Guess what? He's never done that in his career. But that's what you ask because you don't have enough two-way players. And then Genius decides to bench a real two-way player and then use the excuse that it's because he gets beat on defense. I'm going to say this again. That Amir Coffey is so terrible on defense is trash. That is an inaccurate statement. Him and Kawhi Leonard are the only two-way players on the perimeter on this team. He's efficient from the field, and not to mention, him and Kawhi are the only two people that shoot the mid-range. Nobody on this team consistently can shoot the mid-range shot. Nobody on this team shoots the mid-range shot. So you got a team of players who don't shoot the mid-range. You got a team of players who lack two-way players. James Harden, we know, ain't going to be putting the effort on both ends of the floor, even though he has the ability to. Nicholas Batum is in year 16. Let me explain something to y'all about Nico Batum. When you keep saying Nico Batum can be our starting power forward, guys, this is the same dude who was talking about retiring before this season. But you want him to be our starting power forward. This ain't 4 years ago. This ain't 21. This ain't 2022. Nicholas Batum is an older player now. He can't take on that responsibility for the entirety of a season and go into the postseason. But that's who the Clippers roll with because you let go of all your real power forwards in that James Harden trade. You let go of all your power forwards. When you made that trade for James Harden and PJ Tucker in 2023, 2024, you let go of Marcus Morris, Nicholas Batum, and then you bring them back. Robert Covington, KJ Martin. Those are your power forwards right there. I understand Marcus Morris took a dip, but KJ Martin, still serviceable. Robert Covington, still serviceable. So then the question becomes, well, BJ, we ain't got no power forward. Well, the reason why we ain't got no power forward, because you trade them all. See, don't just tell me the problem and don't give me the reason why. Don't do that. You can't have a bunch of one-dimensional players on a team that doesn't work. Even if it's all defense. Because you're going to go up against teams and players who can score and play defense as well. So what are you going to do? Oh, I got to take out this to put in there. I got to take out this player for that player. At some point, it's going to become a situation where you just don't have enough. And that's what the Clippers are dealing with right now. So now you look at the roster from 24-25 this year. And Kawhi's going to talk about the roster back in 2022. I'm going to go in and pull up his interview part again. But he made a very consistent point. In this NBA, you have to have two-way players. The Boston Celtics has a numerous amount of two-way players. The Indiana Pacers, two-way players. OKC Thunder, two-way players. New York Knicks, two-way player. This isn't a coincidence, y'all. But let's hear what Kawhi had to say about the old roster. And I'm saying all this because, again, how much time is Kawhi sees all this? So at what point does he say, you know what? I'm trying to win, and it doesn't look like the organization is trying to build a winning team. At one point, he thought they were, but he can see this roster ain't good enough to win no championship.
Life, so, but hopefully a relationship could build.
Hey, Kawhi, what was it like watching over here? What was it like watching those guys battle, your teammates battle last year without you and PG? And how excited does that make you to come back and rejoin that group?
It was amazing, especially with some of those comeback wins or some of those games where people thought they were for sure losses. They came in and fought hard and either strung out the game to be longer than what it was supposed to be or won the game. And, you know, it just shows their competitive nature, their mindset, that they didn't want to give up. They could have just laid down and, you know, bummed the season. But without the play-in tournament, we would have made the playoffs. So I think that shows, you know, who they are as individuals. And I think we could I could come in and help with that and help us win more games. And, you know, PG's healthy. We got John. So we got to see how it all unfolds, like I said before.
Now, I want you to listen to what Kawhi just said. As y'all come here and smash that like button, I'll be done here in a minute. Did y'all just hear what Kawhi just said? Now, that last piece of it is the same pitch that I said they're going to probably pull this offseason. Now that Kawhi is going to be playing more games and everybody's fully healthy, then it's going to be better. But you can't use that again because you had everybody healthy in the playoffs. That's why I continuously stay stuck on this. You had everyone healthy. You have the momentum going into the postseason to win it all. So we can no longer say Kawhi has to be healthy for us to. He was healthy fully. And he was the best player in the series. Check the numbers, check the impact, check what he did at his position. There was nobody else better. Nikola Jokic wasn't better. Jamal Murray wasn't better. James Harden wasn't better. Aaron Gordon wasn't better. This Aaron Gordon was, bruh. Aaron Gordon averaged 16 points in the series. Kawhi Leonard averaged 25. That stat alone just pretty much debunks that argument. What you mean to say is Aaron Gordon was one of the most important pieces for Denver. But as far as the entirety of the series, Kawhi was efficient. I think he shot over 50% from the field. I think he shot 30s or high 30s% from the three. He was consistent every game. Didn't have one game under 20 points. The thing is people expect Kawhi Leonard to do things that are abnormal, and when he doesn't do them, he didn't reach his full potential. That's true, but where's that same talk for Nikola Jokic, who only had one game where he stood out? Where Viska Zubac held his own against Nikola Jokic. And the reason why he was so inefficient. Kawhi wasn't inefficient. $25 points per game in a series, your number one option. But let me continuously go. He spoke on the roster in 21, 2022. Now, I just showed y'all the roster for this year, right? The 24-25 roster. It's filled with a bunch of one-sided players and good young talent, which the coach won't play. That's another thing. You don't want to play the help that you have. You don't want to play Kobe Brown. You don't want to play Cam Christie. They're trying to promote Jordan Miller, even though I think he's overrated. But they got good youth on the squad, on the team, that needs to just to be developed. But you don't want to play them fine. Let's go back and look what the roster did before in 2021-2022. Because apparently Tyronn Lue is not going to play young players, which is why I've said before it didn't matter if SGA was going to be there or not. Tyronn Lue would have been back as well. 21-2022 Los Angeles Clippers roster. We're going to go through this really quick. I want y'all to see the difference between that roster and this one right here. So you had a young Nicholas Batum, 3 years younger, who was a two-way player at the time, knocked down threes and played good defense. You had Eric Bledsoe, who was a point guard who played both ways, but he was kind of like undersized. Brandon Boston Jr., young, talented player off the bench, was a rookie. Amir Coffey, two-way player. Robert Covington, two-way player. We know Paul George, what he was. You had Isaiah Hartenstein, who was a backup center, who's in the finals right now. You had Rodney Hood, who was in the 7th season, a wing. You had Marcus Morris, wing. So you had Terrence Mann, who wasn't a two-way player, but is a very good defensive player. My point is, when you look at the roster that the Clippers have now and compare it to the roster they had back in 2021-2022, there's a difference as far as the amount of wings they had, size, and two-way players. And that's why Kawhi Leonard's answer was, they're building a good team around me and Paul George. Now, this was the year Kawhi didn't play. And Paul only played 31 games. This is why this whole Harden got us to the, he's a floor raiser in the regular season. You guys, the Clippers have never had a problem making the playoffs. They've always been able to make the postseason. If it wasn't for the play-in, they would have been the 7th seed, I think the 8th seed in the playoffs. So the whole they went into the playoffs, they went like, it's not a huge flex. It's really not. I could see if the Clippers just was in the bottom, but they've always had enough, and that just goes to show you the amount of the players that they had at that time were real serviceable rotational players. And that's the last year Tyronn Lue got his flowers as a good coach. But since then, he has not been able to propel his rosters. So again, when Kawhi sees the team looking like how it's looking, and then he goes out of the playoffs saying that we could have given a better effort, all these things are looking to me saying, I don't know how much time he's going to put up with this. Does he do this 2-year deal and then explore his option? Because he doesn't have a player option. Because the Clippers, unless he gets hurt again, they're not trading him. So Kawhi will have to basically say to himself, I don't think this is the right situation for me. We got 2 more parts, and I'm going to go ahead and let y'all in here.
Yeah, let's get the mic to Omen the first and then Miriam next.
Kawhi, this is year 4 for you and PG since you guys joined forces. You guys couldn't envision all the injuries you had, but how would you define how it's gone for you and PG, and how big is this year for you two, since this is now year 4 for you guys?
Yeah, I mean, it seemed like it went by so fast with, obviously the first year was the COVID year, I would say. Nobody knew what was going to happen. And going into the next season, basically, we were made it to the semifinals, I think. And then I tore my AC, and then last year didn't play. So now it's our 4th year. I feel like I just made me missing last year and then that COVID year kind of made time go by quick. But I feel like over the years with us first being here, you see the gradual improvement of the team. So hopefully we can take another step. That's all I can hope for, really. It's our 4th year, so hopefully, like I said, we could push out of that semis to the finals and try to make something happen.
Charles Gardner says, sorry, brother. Shea was too talented not to play. Talented players get on the court. I remember his rookie year. All right. So Shea averaged 10 points a game, 3 assists, 2 rebounds in 82 games his rookie season. That's what he averaged. Those are good stats as your rookie, all right? But that's not transcendent, bro. He's not giving you, he was not the best player on the team. You're not coming in as LeBron, you're not coming in as no KD, you weren't coming in as of a prodigy type of player like that. Those numbers right there are good numbers. But he wasn't transcendent. And he wasn't going to be transcendent with the I'm telling y'all, SGA was not going to be transcendent with the Clippers. You're not better than Kawhi Leonard. You're not better than Paul George. You weren't even better than Patrick Beverley at the time. They brought you in the starting lineup as the season went on, but he wasn't coming in changing anything because he wasn't going to be in his hands. And I'm telling you, a coach like Tyronn Lue was not going to give him the keys. You're not better than a Finals MVP, and you're not better than a top 3 MVP candidate. He had to go. It's kind of like the Kobe Shaq situation. Unless Shaq left, Kobe was not going to be who we all know and love. So I always just I struggle to understand why people are so hung up to keep Shea like he was going to do this. And no, he was not. There was not enough opportunity for him to do that. Salute, Dom. I'm going to let y'all in here after this. So I think the one thing we got to remember too in this era, since we're on the subject, is the same thing I've been saying the whole time. They were a dominant duo. Everything that I'm saying, Kawhi is backing it up literally. And I just came across this video literally today, this morning. I decided to put in. I ain't heard it since it dropped in 2022. Everything that I'm saying, Kawhi is echoing. They had everything. They just unfortunately dealt with the COVID situation, which he made it clear COVID, the Clippers didn't want to be in that bubble. They come back the next year, and they had a promising year and the opportunity to win it all. Kawhi Leonard tears his ACL, and then the year after that, Kawhi Leonard misses the entirety of the season. That's 3 straight years where you didn't really have – you had circumstances that were out of your control. And then the 4th year, Kawhi Leonard tears meniscus, and PG misses – he misses the playoffs as a 4th year. And then last year, Kawhi Leonard doesn't play at all. So it just always came as in like something was always off. But it had nothing to do with their game. It was all just with injury. And people would ask, well, how long do you want to keep doing this? Well, you keep having Kawhi Leonard here. What was the point of having Kawhi Leonard here, but say you don't want to keep trying this? Because now, and this is again, don't give me the problem without giving me the reason why. Now, what you're forced to do is wait and see what James Harden is going to do. The Clippers are at James Harden's expense. Whatever James Harden does is what the Clippers are going to have to live with. Because he ain't good enough to be a second option, and Kawhi found out the hard way, and he's making the most money so outside of Kawhi, so we have to see what he does before we can look to get anybody else. Kawhi Leonard healthy. First round exit. Kawhi and Paul George healthy. Second round conference finals. James Harden healthy with Paul George last year, first round exit. James Harden healthy with Kawhi in the first round this year, first round exit. Y'all see the trend I'm going with this? Now let me play one last thing. And we're going to let y'all in, I promise. There was one last thing in this interview that Kawhi Leonard said that really opened my eyes. And y'all come here and smash that like button. And this is going to circle around what I feel about what Kawhi Leonard is going to do this year in the offseason. You know, people keep asking, well, Kawhi, is he still this, he's still that? If you look at his playoff production this year, all around, simply could be a top 5 player still. The reason why this year is different from any other year is because he finally is going into a offseason fully healthy, no injuries. He hasn't had that since 20. When's the last time he was healthy? Since the bubble. That's 5 years. Where he goes into an offseason healthy with no injuries. Going into an offseason without any injuries or any delays or any breaks in the schedule, that's been since 2016. I'm talking about no shortened season, no bubble, no injuries. He hasn't had that luxury since 2016 to go into an offseason healthy. That's 9 years. That's a decade. You haven't been fully healthy where there is no shortened season, no bubble, or no injuries since 2016. 2017, you get hurt against the Warriors. 2018, you don't play. You don't play outside of 9 games. 2019, you finish, but you end up getting surgery on your left leg because you were limping around playoffs for 2 rounds. 2020, you get through it, but you went through a COVID year, shortened games. 21, tear your ACL. 2022, you don't play at all. 2023, torn meniscus. 2024, your knee gets there's fluid in your knee. You can't get on the court. So that's essentially 9 seasons. This man has not had a full healthy offseason to prepare. This year will be different. Let's play this.
Miriam?
Hey, Kawhi. Welcome back, man. Are you bigger? Are you stronger?
I feel stronger. Yeah, I feel stronger for sure. It's been, 14, 15 months of no basketball, playing in the NBA season for me. 14, 15 months with no basketball. This was after his torn ACL. So this means this man wasn't even picking up the basketball at all. Wasn't playing any runs. He was just lifting weights. That's why he came back looking like the Incredible Hulk. Y'all remember that media day? He came back looking like the Incredible Hulk. He said, dang, he looks big. That's because he wasn't doing anything outside of lifting. He wasn't doing no cardio. He wasn't playing on the court. He was just lifting weights. me, basketball. So that whole 13, 14-month process is just lifting weights and getting stronger. So I'll definitely get stronger.
So he gonna get a lot stronger, not with his body though. He's gonna get a lot stronger actually on the court as well, because now he's actually out working on his game and actually getting a chance to find time in his game. And I'm pretty sure he's probably doing some pickup as well. Not much, because Kawhi don't usually do that. But what I'm saying is, basketball wise, this year I feel like he's gonna come in with a vengeance. But the thing about it is, what are the Clippers going to do to build around him? Because now things are different from what it was 3 years ago, 2 years ago. Hell, even last year, as much as the roster lacked power forwards because you trade them all, you still have more talented players, more two-way players, even on last year's roster. So that's what I want to ask. How much time does Kawhi Leonard have left with the Clippers? All right, so what we gonna do? Appreciate y'all coming in, man. I know it's a little long, but I wanted to put all that stuff out here. So I'm gonna let y'all come in here and cook. I'm going to drop the link, and I'm gonna be quiet for the rest of the day. Salute, Freddie. What's good, brother? Salute. How you doing? The Kawhi era with the Clippers been a bust. That's, that's fair. I can't even say nothing about that. It's been a bust. I can't even say nothing about that. Let me go ahead and drop the link for y'all to come in. And gotta get these likes up. Let's get these likes up, y'all. 26 people. Let me see some rest. Let y'all come in here. We got JM. We got Old Man. Welcome back, brothers. How you doing?
Oh, y'all, how you doing? How everybody doing? Happy belated Father's Day to all of y'all gentlemen, if y'all fathers.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. How you doing, Old Man?
All right, all right. How you doing, BJ? How you doing, JM?
Well, how's it going, old man?
All right, all right. Happy belated Father's Day to you all.
All right. Let me start with JM. We go to Old Man, and we're gonna go to Kirk. What's good, JM? Hey, JM, I think your mic muted, brother.
Oh yeah, I just unmuted it. Can you hear me?
Okay. Yes, sir.
All right. What the topic? I guess I'll address that. I think Kawhi has like at least one more finals ring in him. Maybe, like you said, 2 or 3 years left. In that time, we should definitely get a ring if we build the right team around him, and if Ty leaves, I think our team's always been pretty good. All 5 years, it's not been really good because Kawhi been hurt. But even without him, like our teams, they always been pretty decent. They always made the playoffs. I would just like to see us play with a different coach, like because you can't really judge how good our team is when we had the same coach the whole time, and he's not a coach. So, like say if Brian Shaw coached the whole season, like using everybody on our bench, how would we look then? And that's pretty much it. I said, like, say if Brian Shaw coached the whole season, right? How would we look? Because we always had good players. What if Brian Shaw coached the whole season? So I think until we switch coaches, we won't ever see how good our team really is.
Mm.
You know what I mean? Like, even with Kawhi out, our team, they still went to the playoffs, damn near, even without Kawhi and PG. So, anyway, that's my whole point, man. Until we get a new coach, man, I don't think we will ever see the full potential of our team.
Oh, I feel that. It's good, old man.
What's good, BJ? I agree with JM. Ty Lue has had his time there, his tenure there, and you know what? We as fans, we can go on and on blaming the players, right? But it takes a good coach to really coach a team to a level that you maximize the potential of the players. You look at Indiana, look at Rick Carlisle. Look at what he's doing with those players. Look at what Dagnar is doing with OKC. He's maximizing the potential of those players, and they are getting the results because they plan according to the strengths of the players. They're not trying to impose their strategies on the players and knowing that their strategies don't fit the players. Their schemes don't fit the players. So now you see what's going on with those teams, and you see Obi Toppin, you see Jalen Williams, you see Neesmith, you seeing Nembhard, you seeing all of these players on both sides of the court or on both teams playing to their maximum potential. That's because the coach knows how to coach. See, so what JM is saying is absolutely right. Need a different philosophy. We can interchange all the players we want, but if they're not playing to that maximum potential because of the coach incompetent schemes and strategies, then it's going to be like a what you call one of them rats that runs in the wheel and whatnot, and it just keeps spinning and spinning, or I forgot what you call those little animals, but it's just going to be spinning and spinning. That's what the Clippers are doing. They just spinning in their wheels, because you interchanging the wrong parts. You need a new mindset in the locker room. I think Brian Shaw, since he's has been integrated with the personnel, I think he brings the best out of them. And what I see in the current playoffs right now, man, they going 10 and 11 deep, and when you go that much off into your bench and whatnot, you're going to get the best out of players that don't even hardly play. You understand what I'm saying? You giving them the confidence that they can compete with the best on the top stage and everything. So that's where it's going to start at. And I hear these pundits on YouTube, they always talking about the players. You got to change this player. You got to change that player. No, you got to change the mindset that's coming from the top first. And when you do that, then you cater to the player's strength. We all know we need a power forward. Why we don't have one? Look at today's game. Look at what my man that played with Kawhi in Toronto is doing on the Indiana Pacers. Look at these various guys that's playing on OKC. Look at what they doing. They playing their position. They not playing out of position. See, and that's what's been going on with the Clippers all along. Been playing guys out of position, so you can't get the maximum benefit or potential out of it. So we know where that comes from. That starts at the top.
Yeah, I agree with that, old man. Appreciate it. We're gonna get my man Kirk in here. What's good, Kirk?
BJ, what's good, BJ? Where you been, BJ? What's going on, chat, old man? And what's going on, Clipper fan?
What's going on, Kirk?
What's up, bro?
What's up, y'all? Hey, BJ. I'm gonna talk about Kawhi, bro. We gonna have to talk about this finals, BJ. Where you been, my guy? What the?
I'm not reporting on no finals, man. Ain't with the Clippers, ain't it?
What? Nah,
BJ. I didn't do
BJ.
that for 3 rounds. I ain't reporting on no teams.
I'm gonna say this, BJ. You talked about the Boston last year, so you're gonna have to talk about OKC in a minute, man. So that's all I gotta say.
What if when the series is over? Yeah, but I ain't reporting on no teams other than the Clippers.
I understand. This is the Clippers. This is the Clippers podcast, so I'm not mad at that. I'm just saying.
You try to rub it in.
No, I'm not trying to rub it in, bro. I'm just saying. Hey, look, we've been talking about them, but we ain't here to talk about OKC. Talk about Clippers.
Hey, I tell you what, Kurt, cut that left arm off SGA and see what happens.
Oh man, shoot. They've been playing really good defense on the SGA, but
you cut that left arm off of SGA pushing off all the time, and you'll see what happens.
He is pushing off like crazy. I'm not gonna lie, but he does match the push off. But I ain't gonna lie, I've been seeing some crazy push offs in the finals. I'm like, damn, this nigga's like really pushing off him. But we gonna talk about that. Like that game 6 was kind of, I don't even want to talk about it, but Kawhi. I do agree with you, and I agree with, all of you guys. We all watch the Clippers, but Kawhi, like, how long does he want to stay in the Clippers? In my personal opinion, I think Kawhi, I think he's comfortable, but I do agree with BJ. I do think he is looking like, if you guys aren't going to make a move, I'm going to make a move, and I could definitely see Kawhi going to a different team. Just because how the way the NBA is moving, and just like what Old Man said, teams are using their full team, and I'm not gonna say teams are, because now we're seeing it in the finals. We're seeing the Pacers use their full squad, outrun people, and that's what they're doing. Their bench is literally winning games for them, not the starting 5. I think everyone knows that. So if you're not going to use your full squad, then what's going to be the point? And Kawhi's looking like you just said, he's looking at it are we gonna now the clip, like you just said, the Clippers are they're waiting on James Harden to make a move, and that's not good because he's not winning any games in the postseason. So I don't like that at all. So now they're basing it off his decision. So yes, Kawhi was the best player in the playoffs. He was in that series versus the Nuggets. So yeah, I think right now he's not going to go nowhere. That's just me personally right now. But maybe after this year, he probably makes a decision. He's probably going to be patient. Obviously, he's from LA, so he's going to weigh his options. Obviously, he's on contract, but re-signing, yeah, I don't know. He's definitely going to. I think this is going to be a pivotal year. Like what you said, BJ. This year is going to. It's probably going to make or break Kawhi. Because he's definitely healthy. He's healthy. He's playing great basketball. The Clippers, we've seen what the roster looks like. They're definitely a playoff team. And I still had questions before the first round. I was saying, are they even a championship team? Because just like we was all saying it, but I was definitely saying it. And so was BJ. Who was their second best player, bro? And it's not James Harden. So, and if that is James Harden, then that's a very bad, consistent second best player because it's really Zubac. Zubac is really their second best player. He's their second consistent player, and he, like you said, he don't got a jump shot. So it's there's only so many options the Clippers can do. So I don't know. I think this is a very pivotal year for the Clippers. This is definitely a very pivotal year for the Clippers and Kawhi to see how everything goes. It does start from the top. It definitely does, because you don't go 7 games and then you get blown out, and then it just makes no sense. There was a couple games in that series even the game winner before with Aaron Gordon, that game was still in the Clippers' hands, but they still lost that game. So they just that series overall. But they're gonna have to make some decisions on maybe. Like you just said, Lawrence Frank. Ty Lue, because Ty Lue, he doesn't want to, really make it. I don't know. It seems like he doesn't want to make any adjustments until it's too late. Like what you said, BJ, he don't want to make it until he oh shit, that doesn't work after 3 games. That makes no sense to me. So Like I don't know. Yeah, I don't like that about Tyler. Like he'll make adjustments, but he'll do it like, oh, we have to change that. But you
Well,
everything already
what coach don't make adjustments though? It's like that's
right,
any coach. That's what I'm saying. Like ain't nothing special about him. I
right,
would think you would make an adjustment like by game 4. I mean,
exactly.
that's
That was the most
man.
pivotal game, BJ. Game 4 was the most pivotal game in that series. That was the game winner, right? With Aaron Gordon.
Yeah, that was it.
Yeah,
James Harden.
yeah, that was the most. Yeah, that was the most pivotal. You said James Harden did what in the game?
James Harden didn't box out.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that game was pivotal.
He didn't box
Yeah,
out.
that game. Because it's like you can bounce back from a game winner, but it was just the way the game was going. Because obviously OKC bounced back from the game winner from the Nuggets the first game, and they kind of bounced back from the Pacers game winner. You can bounce back from a game winner, but if you're not going to make no adjustments, then it doesn't matter. So that like I don't know. So yeah, this year, yeah, we're gonna see. Like you said, they have to play they have to give Amir Coffey minutes this year. They have to me. Norman Powell, I would like to see Norman Powell come off the bench. I don't want to see him in the starting 5. That's just me personally. I think he's a better player when he has the ball running the second unit. I don't think he should be in the starting 5. That's just me.
Let me ask y'all a question. Would y'all so this is 2 questions. So would you trade Harden for Julius Randle?
Yes.
Yes.
I would
Hell yeah. Hey,
yes.
Hey, old man, I give you your props on Julius Randle. You was definitely talking about him for a while. But I was talking to my boy before that Thunder series started, and he was like, yeah, Julius Randle doing this, doing that. I said, they're not gonna let him do that after game 1, bro. And game 1, they didn't play no defense on Julius Randle. I'm like, all right, we're gonna see what happens during these games because he's gonna play in the post. But that's what not all teams are OKC, but Julius Randle had a really good playoffs, bro. So I can't even get mad. So when you was talking about him, I was like, nah, he improved a lot, like as a player.
And that's trying to gel. He was trying to gel with. I think he had got hurt, and coming into the second half of the season, he started playing really well. And
yes,
Ant-Man, like he likes Randle. He really likes Randle.
He does.
Yeah, Randle got a mindset that Ant-Man likes. See, and that's the thing, when you got people that believe in you. Julius Randle was balling in New York. People want to give the credit to Brunson, man, but Julius Randle was the one that got him, to that to the playoffs, effective playoff spot before he got hurt. See, but the reason I would like Randle or someone like him is because it makes it better for Kawhi. Like I said earlier, you got to have people playing at their proper positions, or else things is not going to go right.
I agree.
And that's what I'm seeing with the Indiana Pacers. They got Miles Turner, then they got what's my man name used to play with Kawhi?
You talking Siakam?
Siakam. There you go. They got Siakam. Then they got Obi Toppin coming off the bench in his place. They even got Tony Bradley playing and the other guy. They got very good interchangeable parts, and that's the reason Carlisle can play 10 and 11 deep against OKC, because OKC can play 10 and 11 deep. See, that's the trend of where basketball is going. It's not playing all these minutes like Harden playing 40 and 42 minutes and stuff like that. Getting tired out, can't play no defense.
Exactly.
Both teams are playing smothering defense. See, because they get on the bench and they get their rest, and then they come back in.
They gotta have energy.
They have the energy.
Yep.
Let me ask y'all this
what's
question.
Going on. So,
I'm gonna ask y'all another question. Would y'all trade James Harden for Bradley Beal?
No.
Nah, that's gonna make it worse, bro. Hell no. Hell, he don't play no defense for real. Nah, I don't want him. No, that's a bad trade.
So I would just ask because we do need a power forward. We need a power forward for sure.
Right.
I'm just looking at like because the other team going to have to agree to the deal, and I'm looking at Phoenix. Booker and Bill can't be their best versions playing together. That's why I'm seeing the problem is with them. Like you got two guys who are pretty much the same person. They want to score, but the only reason I said Bill and Harden because y'all we don't have nobody to score next to Kawhi.
That's a good point because Bill's getting better. He's been getting better.
Bill just about I think 2 years ago, I think 2-3 years ago led the league in scoring. And
mm-hmm.
and I don't think he would freeze up in the playoffs scoring the ball.
But
I agree.
If it's championship in the equation for the next 2 years, you trade because they want a point guard now. Phoenix always wanted a point guard.
Right.
Always needed a point guard. So you send Harden, you can send Bogdanovich, and you can send a young guy to get Durant for 2 years. Get him on a 1-and-1.
I see
that money matches up, because Bogdanovich is 17 million, and you got Harden at 35 million. Even if he opt in, that's enough to get Durant for a year or two. I wouldn't re-sign Harden by no means. I'll let him opt in and then I'll trade him.
The Bradley Beal situation is interesting though, BJ, because I know what you mean. Because Devin Booker turned to a point guard in the Suns just because Bradley Beal, so he could be in the lineup. Bradley Beal would definitely score the ball. His defense is not good to me, but he can play defense. I've seen him play defense. He puts in the effort, so I know the Clippers would make him play defense. But the only problem with that is, just like what you just said in the beginning, BJ, Zubac will have to step up and have it. He would have to be the second best player on that team because Bill is not the second best player.
I think Bill can. You see, the thing about Bill is he's never really you never seen him on a winning team. Like he's always been. I mean, I can recall when he's with John Wall in Washington. Him and John Wall, they was in the playoffs, but when John Wall left, they really didn't have nothing else. I know he has like dealing with injury. I just like to know what his injury situation is right now. But as far as a player though, I think he can. That's one thing I know he can do is score.
Yep.
And that's what we do.
But
he's a better Norman Powell.
He's a small shooting guard, 6'4", 6'3", 6'4". I just don't see the fit. I would rather have Powell starting before Bill.
I don't know about that because Bill can shoot the mid-range shot though. Like Bill's actually
it works. Money-wise, it works.
Like Bill, I like Bill's a scorer though. Like he's when he's healthy. No, he's a legit scorer, bro. He can score a ball.
It works, but the reason I would keep Powell is because it wouldn't cost a lot to keep Powell, but then you can still get you a point guard. See, Powell need to play with a real point guard. He don't need to play with nobody that's masquerading as a point guard but really a shooting guard. And then you win some games with this guy, and then he want to get in the mode of being a shooting guard instead of a point guard. And can't nobody else get in rhythm. See, that's the problem. Putting people in corners and all that type of stuff so that he can dribble through his legs and try to, entertain people and run a pick and roll with Zubac. And then when people adjust to the pick and roll, he can't do nothing after that. What's the use? We seen that in Game 7. So look, these are the things that really with Zubac in particular. This is what needs to happen first and foremost. The Clippers need to get a development coach for Zubac so that he can develop his mid-range game. I don't know who they got working with him, but that push shot that he's been doing, it's all good. It's fine. But you opened up the floor for cutting lanes more when you can develop a 15 to 18-foot mid-range game with a big man. And that'll give him an opportunity
Zubac is the
to work
key.
on his passing game too.
Yeah, Zubac is the key, bro. That Bradley, the Bradley Beal. I mean, now I'm thinking about it, it's not bad, but I like Bradley Beal as a third scorer, and he's gonna be the second go-to, obviously, but he's, you know what I mean. Zubac will just he would have to be not dominant, but he would have to be very effective. So I mean, Bradley Beal, he could score though. He could definitely score.
And need somebody that can get second chance points, second chance rebounds. Our rebounding for years has been like bottom of the barrel type stuff. So that means we're in need of a power forward that can rebound. Or you get somebody, if you can get somebody like, just say Durant. There's rumors that there's rumors that the Clippers are interested. Well, no, you don't give up Zubac. You don't give up Kawhi. But everybody else, yeah, they're expendable. But you want to have the right chemistry. Everybody talking about getting rid of Norman Powell. Man, please, I wouldn't get rid of Norman Powell. I wouldn't get rid of Amir Coffey. I wouldn't even get rid of Derrick Jones Jr. I would keep those guys. And everybody else can go, though. See? So, because it's not a good chemistry, it's not a good mix. Everybody want to give up on Ben Simmons. Ben Simmons was lied to, man. He was lied to. And that's the reason you didn't get the productivity out of Ben Simmons that he's capable of getting.
I mean, he definitely was lied to. I mean, I thought he was going to get a lot more touches than what he did, but your boy Tyronn Lue don't like to play people, so.
And really and true, that's what this final series is exposing. This final series is really exposing Tyronn Lue, because you see the mid-game adjustments that's being made on both OKC and Indiana. See, those coaches, they saying, look, if a guy's not playing like they supposed to, I'm going to take them out and put somebody else in because I have the confidence.
Exactly.
Tyronn Lue don't give his players confidence. He take away their confidence. This is the reason Terrence Mann struggled. That's the reason a lot of players struggle, because he really don't build the confidence in them guys. And then you want to play somebody like Bogdanovich, what everybody was raving about, but when it got to the big stage, because he never been there, he couldn't do nothing. See? But everybody want to keep him over Powell, who has won a championship on the big, who has been to the big stage, won a championship as a role player. Now you want to get rid of him and keep somebody that ain't never been there.
You talking? Don't. I already know you talking about, old man. Who said that?
What kind of sense does that make?
Man? I saw that too. I said, yeah, man, that ain't it. I don't even think he's over Coffee. He certainly over no Norman Powell.
No, because when you consistently in those positions, like Coffee and like Powell has been, how you gonna bring back Bogdanovich in? And just because he did what he did in the Olympics, you think he can duplicate it in the NBA? Man,
hey, old man, but I wouldn't even say because he hasn't been there, because I don't like. That's what I was trying to tell BJ in the comments when he was talking about OKC. It's not that you haven't been there. It's that are you gonna play through the trials and tribulations? Because you don't have to be there for you to play good. Like OKC and Pacers have not been in the finals. They have not been there. OKC has not been in the Game 7 against Denver, but Denver has been in multiple Game 7s, and they still lost that. So it doesn't, you know what I mean? Like that you have to go. We didn't even say he was just getting cooked on defense so bad, bro.
Who was that?
He couldn't. Bogdanovich, he couldn't guard. He couldn't guard, bro. So I feel like that took away his confidence a lot. Well, I ain't gonna say that because he started showing up a little bit. But like you just said, he's nowhere near Norman Powell. Hell no.
No.
Hell no. But
Norman Powell is proven, man. I don't care.
Yes.
Norman Powell, Fred VanVleet, Pascal Siakam. You see how Pascal is playing. He proven, man. Them guys are proven. They won a championship with Kawhi.
I forgot about that. Yeah, Pascal is proven. Yeah, you're right. That's a good point.
Man.
He's proven.
So he
So
brings a
yeah.
championship pedigree to the Indiana Pacers. They made it to the Eastern Conference Finals last year. The only thing they had to do is tighten up on their defense, and you see what Neesmith and you seeing what Nembhard is doing.
Oh yeah, they playing pretty good though. They playing really good basketball. I just don't like how they saying Nembhard's playing good defense on Shea. I think Shea's seeing multiple defenders because every time I see Shea on Nembhard, he just raises over him, shoots the mid range. That's what I see. But people saying, oh, he's playing good defense on Shea. I'm like,
Shea, you have to give Shea his credit, and the reason why I say is because Shea knows how to play basketball. He knows how to play today's basketball. And he is doing no different than Harden used to do. Harden used to use that left arm too. He used to use that left arm to push off, and get up his shot.
I would say he's more skilled than Harden to me.
I think Shea is more crafty. I think he had, to me, believe it or not, Shea is more skilled than Harden. To me, I know people may disagree with that, but his game, his all-around game, is more skilled than Harden. He can score many different ways than Harden can. Even when Harden was on Houston, Harden would just hit a jump shot or he would drive to the goal.
Harden can't shoot that mid-range shot, bro.
But Shea, he knows, man, I done seen some shots he made, and I'm like, man, you have to give it up to him. I just don't like that left arm he pushing out. He use that left arm too much, man.
He do, but he can definitely score without it though. But he uses that push off a lot though. But I think it's become more like visible because they're keying up on him on defense. So he feels like he has to be more aggressive with his offhand. But he's pushing the shot. He's pushing the shot at defenders.
Now Kawhi, I think Kawhi's not going nowhere. I think Kawhi is going to get another contract, whether it be 2 years after this contract.
Think so?
His game, his game allows him to play. I mean, it's similar to it's just like any other mid-range assassin, just like Durant, just like DeMar DeRozan. They all have the same game, that mid-range game. Devin Booker, he has a nice mid-range game. Shea, of course, got a mid-range game. And that's what you see really coming back is that mid-range game. See?
Exactly. Hey, look, man, you seeing mid-range come back? You seeing team ball come back? Because team ball has always been in the NBA. It's just that they started doing the ISO shit when Jordan came to the league. But if you look at the Magic and Celtics, they used to use their bench. They used to use their full squads. Lakers always use their full squads. So, I mean, and so do the other Pistons. They always, we're just seeing nothing's new under the sun. You got an old man. So they're going back to it. Because it's going to force you to go back to it. They're going back to the center. You can see it. They're using, like you said, positions now. That's what we're seeing right now. We're seeing the NBA, the older. We're seeing what the NBA started with.
Right.
Shooting guard, power forward, and you need a star player, of course, right? Because everyone has star players. But it's not just solely because Jordan changed the game like that. Only Jordan was doing that shit by himself like that. No one was doing what Jordan did. And then everyone's like, oh, iso ball, Kobe, Paul Pierce, T-Mac, Allen Iverson. That's not going to win you a championship. I mean, it might one time, right? But consistently, it's not going to. And the league knows that.
Even Jordan had to adjust to the triangle that was brought
exactly.
in.
Exactly.
But
right, exactly.
That's because of the coach, the vision of the coach. Even you remember when he went to the Lakers, Phil Jackson, he had to go to the Lakers for the Lakers to win because even though they had Shaq and Eddie Jones and many other players, they couldn't get over the hump. But young Kobe, they couldn't get over the hump,
Right.
So
he coaching.
Yeah, it's all about the coach. I don't care what nobody says. Man, you can interchange players all you want, but it's going to come out the same if the philosophy is the same.
I totally agree. Coaching matters, and that's what we're seeing with the Pacers.
Yeah,
because this series extended to me because of coaching. It didn't extend because Pacers are more talented than the OKC. That's coaching all the way. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, oh Hell no. I'm like, that's the Pacers. You know, everyone can see the Pacers not better than OKC, but that coaching,
The coach, the right moves he was making, the right times he was
right,
resting his players. You know,
right,
I mean, the energy that he gives them. You know, the
right.
motivation he gives them to play defense. I'm telling you, they defense this year is like, I mean, from last year it's like night and day.
It is. It is. And old man, this one kind of made me realize that it's about coaching. He keeps throwing different shit at Shea every game.
Right.
It's not the same every game. He'll let Shea ISO one game, and then game 6, this nigga will blitz Shea. I said, what the fuck?
Right.
Shay's like in a press conference. He said, I didn't see that shit all these games. He said, now he's blitzing me? What the fuck?
Right.
That's coaching. That's chess. That's chess, bro.
Right.
That is fully chess. I was like, oh, hell no.
We tend to forget that's a championship coach. You know, he did that
Right.
against LeBron and them back in 2011. You know,
Yeah.
You know, so he knows how to make adjustments and whatnot. You know,
Exactly. To throw you off, because that throws off a player to see coverage, and then 2-3 games in a series, deep in the series, and you throw me this coverage? The fuck?
Yeah.
That throws you off, because you be like, oh, I thought you threw all your tricks out there.
Yeah.
Oh,
so
nah.
eventually, the Clippers eventually going to have to get a star. I'm talking about a box office person to put in the seats, because Kawhi is coming up on his contract. They need to realistically, they're going to have to start thinking about rotating out, you know, as him being the number one option. So I kind of wonder who they're gonna bring in to fill in the seats. I don't know if it's gonna be by committee or if it's gonna be one person, you know, but I think that move.
Right. Now I'm about to say, you know who I want to see over there? I would like to see like a Jaren Jackson over there. I want him in that move.
He's not a number one. He can't be. I'm talking about the face of the team.
Oh, the face of the team other than Kawhi.
What y'all think gonna be? What y'all think? What's gonna happen with Ja Morant?
He gonna stay in Memphis.
I think he's gonna stay. Yeah, he gonna
stay in Memphis. I don't think. But I like Ja Morant though. I feel like Ja can go somewhere and really impact the team, like winning wise. He just needs a good coach, bro. I think Ja needs a good coach because he's a
he had Taylor Jenkins, right?
Yeah, he did. But I mean, he did.
They were they went to two number one, two. They were top 2 seeds 2 years in a row.
Oh yeah, you're right about that. But you see what he was doing those years? He was playing pretty good. Like he pretty much. I ain't gonna say unlocked Ja Morant, but I think Ja Morant can actually be a point guard and slow down. Like he needs to slow down to me sometimes.
I think Ja is a better. I think Desmond Bane, losing him is gonna hurt. Because he needs a scorer number 2 beside him.
Heard that. Okay.
Yeah, I think he needs a number 2 because he's not. You know, Ja. He needs somebody that can, splace the 4 and shoot, because he can play make, he can get to the rim, all that. But
exactly.
He needs the second scorer, and that's just something Jaren Jackson ain't.
No, he's not. You can tell he's a power player, bro. That's why he be trying to go to the post and throw up threes. I'm like, bro, the way he shoot the 3, he don't even be shooting it like he be throwing that 3.
I don't like his game, bro.
Yeah, he got it's weird, bro. He got a pause. I don't know where he plays. So he don't play like a power forward.
See, if you ain't no combo guard like Russ, I'm talking about prime Russ.
Yeah.
If you ain't no combo guard like prime Russ, then Ja reminds you of Derrick Rose. See, Derrick Rose, although he was a point guard, he was the main scorer on the team, right? But it was hard to get everybody else involved. They relied, Luol Deng and them guys, they relied so much on Derrick Rose. That's what's caused Derrick Rose a lot of injuries, to be honest. So you could see the same thing Ja is doing. they rely so much on Ja because of the way he plays. He, being a combo guard, he don't get the assist needed to get everybody else involved. So do you really want to play him at a shooting guard, or do you want him to continue to try to run the point? So he conflicted also because he feel he have to score and entertain, of course. But it's hard for everybody else to get involved because he don't have the assist numbers for everybody to get involved. So if he want to grow his game, he may want to scale back from trying to score all the time and get to his assist up. But phenomenal player. They got rid of Baines. Who they gonna get in Baines' place at that number 2? I think they got some young guy there that's capable of filling that spot in.
A scorer?
Yeah, it's a young guy that they got that's capable. I think his name is begin with a W.
Williams?
Is it Williams?
Vince Williams.
He's some young guy. No, it's another guy. Number 45, I think that's his number.
Let me look it up. I think that's Williams. I don't know if dark skinned dude.
Well, caramel color guy. Caramel color.
Let me see.
But number 45. Got a lot of promise, they say.
Let me check. Gigi Jackson.
There you go. There you go. Right there. Say he got a lot of promise.
He's 6'9".
Yeah.
6'9". I don't know. They traded Desmond Bain for. I guess that kind of was kind of surprising.
They got KCP. They got Cole Anthony, and they got a boatload of draft picks.
Yeah, I forgot they traded Bain.
Yeah.
That's what you were saying, BJ. He went to the Magic, right?
Yeah, he's with Orlando.
That's a good team for him, though. That's a lot of they going to space off.
Hey, the realest asshole, man. What you think of LeBron? What he said?
Laughable. Anytime LeBron can't get his way, man, you know what it is. He's gonna put some kind of narrative out there, and then you got these clowns running with it, talking about rings don't matter.
Yeah.
Come on, man. You ask any professional player at the beginning of the season, what's the ultimate goal at the end? And what they gonna say? Championship.
Old man, but he said that he went to 10 finals. Like, how do you say that and go to so many finals? Why did you go to so many finals and rings don't matter?
Why'd you go to so many teams? Why'd you go to so many teams?
And stuff, man. And because he failed, now he want to put a narrative out there that's not even credible, man. That's just
he made that up, bro. I'm like, bro, you've been in so many finals, bro. Like, what are you talking about?
T-Mac says T-Mac's following the same suit. He said, he would have won if he had Shaq and all that stuff, bro. T-Mac, I thought T-Mac was like a great talent, but I laugh when people say he was with Kobe, bro. I laugh at that. You didn't have the mindset.
Yes, I agree.
The missing ingredient is they all great. Vince Carter, T-Mac,
Melo.
There's a lot of players that came up in that era. But it's the IQ, man. It's the IQ. T-Mac was entertaining. Vince Carter was entertaining, but did they have the IQ of a champion?
Mm-hmm.
See, that's the thing about it. And that's what we're dealing with James Harden. James Harden is entertaining, but he don't have the IQ of a champion.
What's the IQ of a champion, old man?
The IQ of a champion is what you need in a team concept in order for you to get the championship. You can't be out there, right? It's all about me. Even Kobe had to learn that. See, that's when Kobe started maturing. James Harden never matured. He has never matured. And it's all about him. We seen that in this past playoff. Look at what he did when Obama was president. He was entertaining as hell. But when it came to the big game, he wasn't there. His IQ wouldn't allow him to finish the job. And so what is his legacy going to be? LeBron saying his legacy is going to be he was one of the greatest players to ever play. Okay, that's fine. One of the greatest players to ever play, well, that could be 1 through 75. Right?
Mm-hmm.
But the upper echelon of the players, the Jordan, Magic, Bird, Kobe, Shaq, that type of status right there. Everybody want to say LeBron. Well, you know how I feel about LeBron. You know where I got him at, BJ. But those type
Where
of
you
players,
got him, old man?
either 12 or 13.
See, if you said that on the panels, man.
12 or
see,
13.
I don't see that. My whole thing with LeBron has always been like he can always move up, but he can never move down. And
12 or 13.
Yeah, 12, 13 is and
this is the main reason why. And somebody pointed this out not too long ago. If you really look at it, LeBron has always been a player who needed help from other alphas. See, think about what I'm saying. He needs help from other alphas. What does that make him? He's a glorified role player. He ain't no different than, Scottie Pippen. Or somebody, because what he did, he got with other alphas and he took they, I'm going to make up this word, he took their alpha ship away from them to make it as though he is the alpha of the team, but really in truth, he wasn't that. He was just a glorified role player that was able to do everything because of the usage. But his impact, like the 2016 finals against the Golden State Warriors, everybody want to talk about, LeBron, was the greatest player on the court and whatnot. But his impact didn't allow Cleveland to beat Golden State in that series. It was Kyrie's impact that allowed it. Because he was cooking still. He was cooking their main player. And LeBron was tagging along, just like on the Miami Heat. He was tagging along with Dwayne Wade. Dwayne Wade said, I'm gonna let you do your thing because you're a mismatch. That's what it was all about. He was a mismatch. And it wasn't against Kawhi, because when you look at the shot that Ray Allen hit, and you look at the rebound that Chris Bosh got, before that, he missed two. He missed two absolutely wide open 3-pointers, and they clanked against the backboard. So if it weren't for Chris Bosh getting that rebound, throwing it out to Ray Allen to put it in the game 7, man, hell, LeBron probably will have only 1 ring, maybe 2.
Yeah.
Legitimately, I'm talking about legitimately.
Yeah, I mean, I think the biggest thing with Bron is the one thing that I say kind of masquerades all of it, old man, and that's just my opinion. And I ain't no LeBron fan. I'm not a fan of his game, but it's just the accomplishments and the accolades and the stats. That's why I think when people hear that, they'd be like, well, look at how many finals he went to. Look at his statistics. Look at his accolades. Look at, as far as his resume is concerned, his resume is top 3 if you look at the resume. But his game and his impact and what he's been able to have around him is what, in my personal opinion, people miss. Like you said with Kyrie, there's a certain makeup as the alpha, as the top guy you have to have, where you're leading or you tagging along. And you're right. If it wasn't for him going to Miami, he doesn't. I don't think he can possibly win outside of one ring. And then you look at all the times he's won a ring where something has happened. You look in 2020, and it was in 2013 when Ray Allen hit this corner 3-point shot. Yeah, he was on the team. That could have easily been a loss right there. You talk about the Golden State Warriors one in 2016 when they came back 3-1. Draymond don't get suspended. That's another opportunity for the Warriors. They come back and beat the brakes off from the year after. So that shows you the Warriors were just, they had a situation where they just let the lead go. They beat you 2 years in a row. Then you talk about 20. What's the one in 2012? They beat a young OKC team
and should have lost that series.
So
just
you
go
really
back and look at the video of that series. You'd be like, all those phantom calls LeBron was getting, all those phantom calls that Wade was getting, and then the fouls that LeBron committed on Russ and KD in that series. Man, I'm like, come on, man.
And then who could forget the bubble in 2020, which in reality, Anthony Davis, I thought was the most impactful player. But
see, he did 4 years before he got to the finals. He did 4 in 2007. He got to the finals, played against the Spurs. Right? Everybody want to say he didn't have a good team. That's the excuse. He didn't have a good team. He had to carry some bombs and all this and all that. You know, okay. Dwayne Wade, he got to the finals in 2006, beat the Dallas Mavericks, right? 2011, they team up. He got Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh.
And they lose.
And they lose against the team that Dwayne Wade beat with old Shaq and old Lonzo Mourning and old Gary
Jason
Payton,
Williams.
Jason Williams.
James
Come on,
Posey.
man. Make it make sense, man.
Yeah, so you were just in the way. That's what that looked like. You was in the way.
Make sense.
Yeah. I gotta go to Mingle and I'm gonna get back to you, old man. What's good, Mingle?
What's going on?
What's up, man?
What's going on?
What's happening, man?
Yeah, so what we talking about? We talking about LeBron James' career?
Nah. We talking about Kawhi. How much time does he have with the Clippers?
I mean, if I'm being completely honest, I think Kawhi got maybe about 3 more seasons left, maybe two, maybe 3 good seasons left. Notice the key word in that is good seasons left. Now, one thing about Kawhi, just like a lot of other guys like Derrick Rose and, Penny Hardaway and Brandon Roy and Greg Oden and Sam Bowie. I mean, I can keep naming for days. You know I'm going with that. Injuries pretty much like control his career. Like, I think, and I know a lot of people may not agree with me, but I think if Kawhi was, healthy throughout his entire career like LeBron was, I'm thinking Kawhi is up there on the level with LeBron, or maybe a little above LeBron. Like I say, I know a lot of people don't agree with, man, you stupid, man, LeBron. But I believe if Kawhi stay healthy throughout his entire career like LeBron did, and play all these healthy seasons like LeBron did, I'm thinking Kawhi like right there with LeBron, or if not, maybe a little bit above him. And that's just me. I mean, that's just how I feel about it. I mean, because I like the Kawhi as a player. Only thing is, he just stayed injured a lot. That's why his career went how it went, like a lot of other players, like a Derrick Rose and a lot of these other guys. But other than that, But with the Clippers, I'm thinking along the lines of 2 or 3 years, maybe tops, 2-3 years tops. 'Cause I don't think Kawhi gonna be able to. I don't think he's gonna be able to be in there too much longer. Because I think his knees ain't gonna give him the longevity that he's looking for, the longevity that he wants. You know, because one thing about them knees, and y'all already say his knees is bone on bone, so that's already bad within itself. I mean,
I
who
don't think
knows?
nobody said the dude knees was bone on bone.
I
I
don't
mean,
think they bone
I
on
thought I
bone.
heard somebody say that he ain't got no
Nah,
cartilage like on his knee.
nah, I don't think that's it at all. See how it's a lot of like speculate. You can't be playing like that and it's bone on bone.
Right.
There's no way you can be playing like how he's playing like that. But I don't know if that was Mike trying to come in here, but hold on.
Yeah,
I
that
think
was Mike. That was Mike.
yeah, I'm gonna let Mike drop. But as far as the degenerate knee, bro, his if his knee was degenerate, man, he's not playing like that.
Right. Well, what we used to call back in the day microfractures, like Amari Stoudemire used to deal with, that took him. It eventually took him out.
Yeah,
Tracy McGrady, he had microfractures at one time.
but mainly what took Tracy McGrady out of them back spasms. That really what
Yeah,
them
that
back
back
spasms
spasm.
really what killed this career really.
Yep.
Let me get to Mike, man. What's good, Mike?
What's up with you, BJ, man? What's up with the whole panel?
What's up,
What's
Mike?
happening? What's good,
What's up
bro?
with you, man? You know, I was listening in, man. I feel like, hey, like, man, we've been passive. Not even that. I'm just saying, I think we got to be more aggressive. The Clippers, if we want to see them win the championship in the next 2 years, they got to be more aggressive, dude. Like, if it's a deal, I'm not saying the Kevin Durant deal, right? But if it's a deal where you can get a superstar, because I feel like Kevin Durant is too old. I'm not particularly. I will move on Zubac. I feel like Zubac or nobody, not just Zubac, right? Nobody on the roster is untouchable right now. I feel like if it's a deal for Kawhi that could upgrade this roster, you got to move on because this is not a championship winning.
Damn, he went out. I see he said for why he went out.
Not look after this not a championship winning team like that. You feel me? So it's like it don't make sense to just hold on for the next 2 years and just be you're not going to be competitive, dude. So I feel like you got to be aggressive this summer. You got to. If it's a deal for Kawhi, James, Zubac, you got to take those deals, man. Especially if you could get younger.
Okay, quick question. So what kind of deal are you taking for Kawhi Leonard? What does that deal look like?
For Kawhi Leonard, man, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Is he there?
I don't know.
Oh. Like I said, Mingo earlier, we can interchange people all we want, but if Ty Lue don't come in with a change of a mindset that a coach needs for the players, it ain't gonna make no difference.
I agree with that.
That's just the bottom line. So if it's about a championship, Tyronn Lue need to be re-interviewed to see what his vision is for the team. That's what needs to happen. He really needs to be re-interviewed. What is your vision, Ty Lue, for Kawhi, for Zubac, for Powell, for Harden if he gonna stay, which I hope he don't? What are your vision? What is your offense gonna look like? You know, what is your defensive rotation gonna look like? Because we got killed on defensive rotation against Denver. I mean, man, it was so much ball watching going on. I was like, man, this is incredible. But you know, supposed to have been the top 3 defense at one time, top 5 defense throughout the season. But when you get to the playoffs and play against Denver, your defense don't reflect that. You know, something happened, man. Either it
Yeah,
was either it was inflated, or it just wasn't the effort. And I think, like Kawhi said, just didn't give the effort. You know.
Mhm. I agree. But what Buddy had said, Mike, when he had said something about they need another superstar, I disagree with that. I don't understand what people infatuation is with these superstars and all stars and all that. I don't think these teams. I don't think you can build your team like that no more and be successful. You see OKC. OKC don't have number one superstar. They're in the finals. Same thing with Indiana. I mean, some people may not say Tyrese Halliburton is a superstar, but I say an all-star.
No, he's not.
What, just a
He's
star?
not.
Maybe just a star. He's a star, I guess.
Man, Pascal Siakam is their best player to me. Salute to everybody, man. Glad that BJ I'm a little late, but yeah, man. How much does Kawhi have left with the Clippers? He got some left. The question is what he has. Does what he have left enough to lead to a deep postseason run or a team that can contend for a championship? That's my question to myself. Yeah, he got something left because he showed you last year that he got something left. You know, we want to see it more consistently, of course, but you know, what he has left, is it going to lead to a championship? And that's the question that I'm not sure about. You know, I would say no, because the West is tough, and as great as he is, he's going to need guys to come along with him, and he's not carrying the load the way he used to carry the load. Doesn't mean he can't carry the load, just means that he's carrying the load in different ways, and I don't think that's good enough. You know, in today's league to win a championship. Kawhi has a lot of, you know, he's been in the league, right? I mean, he's not the oldest player, but he got some miles on his body, you know, due to injuries and different factors. So he's a little bit older in basketball years, per se, right? That old saying. And so I think he has more to give. You know, he made it through a pretty good season. He lasted in the postseason, the first round, and so, you know, he's just going to be more methodical on his workouts, on his rehabs, his off-season workouts, etc. But it's hard to say, man, because I think it's based on the personnel they put around him. You know, Clippers got a lot of guys who are good at one thing, and then they're not so good at the other thing. And this is why, you know, all-around good basketball players who can dribble, pass, and shoot. You know, you look at the Pacers right now, you know, even their role guys can dribble, pass, and shoot. You know, Nembhard, Neesmith, and TJ McConnell, and these guys, they're not specialists, right? They can do a little bit of everything, right? You look at OKC, some of their guys, they can do a little bit of everything. You know what I'm saying? Except for guys like Lou Dort and certain guys. But the DJs, the Duns, you know, these other guys, like, they're just, you know, they're good at one specific thing, and they're not great at it, and then they lack in other areas. So I don't know, man. I mean, he can't do it by himself. He's not Superman. He's not God, right? I know at times, you know, he plays that way, and he puts up awesome numbers, and you're like, God damn, Kawhi. But I don't know, man. It's for me, it's all about this roster, you know, and yeah. So I don't know, BJ, what he has left, bro. It's something there, but I just don't know if it's going to be enough to compete for a championship in today's league based on his personnel around him. You know, some changes need to be made, you know, down there in LA with the Clippers. You know, Harden's still there. I mean, that alone tells me they ain't not winning nothing. So, you know, I don't know, you know. So I'm not going to be long-winded, you know. It's hard to say. You know, the Clippers just, man, it's like they seem to always mess it up, bro. They just seem just to mess it up. You know, now I was chatting with BJ, and we're talking about, you know, the Clippers got the Kings ex-GM, Monty McNair. You know, smart guy, cool guy. You know, he comes from an Ivy League school. You know, he's one of those nerd guys. Not quite a Daryl Morey, but, you know, along those lines. And he's had some good picks. He's done some good things in Sacramento. You know, his hand has been kind of, the ownership there, at one point, didn't let him do his job. So, but he's advising the Clippers with Lawrence Frank, I believe. And so we'll see what comes out of that. But I think there needs to be some tough conversations behind the scenes. If not, they've already been had about certain guys being there, right? Because let's just call a spade a spade. It's a domino effect, right? If certain players are on the team, then you're gonna get a certain type of Kawhi. It's just that simple. I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying? Like if James is gonna be there, then you're not gonna get the best version of Kawhi Leonard because the offense isn't going to be suited around Kawhi Leonard the way it should be. So, and then coaching, right? I mean, I think BJ did a video not long ago talking about, does Brian Shaw deserve a shot or can he do better? We saw a little stretch there where he did, and you saw a difference in the offense. You saw a different basketball philosophy with Brian Shaw.
Right, Mr. Mass.
You know what I'm saying? And so, listen, bro, when I say tough conversations need to be had and tough decisions, I think two needs to be done tonight. It's not going to happen, but I think that Ty Lue and James Harden needs to go. And then you just go from there, bro. And then you build around Kawhi and Zubac, right? Those are the two guys for me who are just untouchable. And you just take your chances, bro. But ain't nothing going to change until they get rid of those two guys. Because those two guys, Ty and James, they directly affect Kawhi Leonard's play on the court. And it shouldn't, right? But it is because Kawhi ain't going to start no mess. He ain't going to go get the ball and say, give me. That's not his style. And so he gonna do what Ty wants him to do, and if that's standing in the corner at times, letting James dictate, then if you think that's winning basketball, then hey, it's all good. I don't think it is, but to answer the question, he has something left. He do. It's just that the Clippers need to utilize it the right way, but there's something still there, bro.
Hey, Mr. Mash. Was Monty McNair? He wasn't the one that got rid of Mike Brown, was?
Yeah, I mean, he was a GM last year, bro, for the Kings. Yeah,
he was a GM.
I mean, now, well, hold on. Well, let me phrase it the right way because, obviously, I'm not in those rooms. I got friends around there, but by the time you hear stuff, bro, certain stories are twisted, and when it gets to me from like 4 or 5 people, I don't know what's true or what's not true. I can just go off sources and credibility from certain people. He was a GM, and the ownership. Was the one to make the call. From what I understood, Monty and Mike had a pretty good working relationship. Everything that Mike wanted, Monty did the best he could to get him that. The only hiccup that he had with Monty, from what I understood, was Mike Brown did not want DeMar DeRozan on the team, but Monty wanted him. And that was the only kind of move that I heard about where they kind of butted heads. But that move didn't make them like hate each other. Mike just had to deal with it. But Mike Brown was not a big fan of bringing in DeMar DeRozan, bro, at all.
Because they had to have a good working relationship because both of them gone.
Well, so, yeah. I mean, they didn't hate each other, bro. I mean, people are going to fuss, argue, disagree. That's just life. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, they were cool. But to answer your question, yeah. Monty was there when Mike was gone, bro. And also too, Monty did not like how they did him, right? Like the way they did Mike, bro, when he left the Kings and got terminated, the way they treated him, like behind the scenes, bro, like Monty knew his days were numbered. He knew it because they're saying, if you did Mike that way, then you do me that way. And so it was a lot going on, bro. But yeah, he was there.
Okay. BJ and Monty McNair being in that advisory role like Jerry West was, is he making any kind of personnel decisions?
I'm not sure if he makes personnel decisions. I think he's just more there just to direct the front office, if anything. I don't think he's like pulling the trigger, but his input will be in there for sure.
And oh man, don't forget, bro, all these guys are like, for the most part, it's a fraternity, bro. I mean, these guys are friends behind the scenes. Like, I know that even though Monty was the GM in Sacramento, the ownership put a lot of onus. This is what I heard. The ownership put a lot of onus on Peja and Vadi, advising Monty on certain stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And so, I mean, these GMs get advice from, all which ways, I mean, you can't tell me that Lawrence Frank is making every move just based off what he says. Absolutely not. So guys listen to guys call around, guys have friends, I'm pretty sure there's rules where, you can't tamper, but let me tell you something, bro. Like, these guys are talking behind the scenes.
Right.
Like, what do you think about this player or blah, 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 or, because don't you find it, I mean, come on. I mean, out of all guys, Lawrence Frank or Clippers, you go get Monty McNair from Sacramento. I mean, come on. I mean, these guys are friends. I'm sure they've chatted. So it's business as usual, bro. You know what I'm saying? I mean, yeah, it's business as usual. But yeah, man, Kawhi got something left, bro.
I mean, hopefully Monty's a little more aggressive than Lawrence, man. Hopefully Monty. If you really think about one of Lawrence Frank problems is the way he structures contracts. I mean, because I would have never gave James Harden a player option. Now, I mean, because
Good point.
that you damn near gave him like a fucking no trade clause.
No
Because
trade
all he got to
clause.
do is opt out every season. You keep giving him these 2-year contracts with the player option. You giving him all the power.
Yeah, a lot of guys are doing the
So it's
one-on-one,
like you
but
can't even
Even
move on
Durant
from
doesn't have no player
James
option.
Harden if you want to, even if you wanted to. It had to be the
well, you can
perfect. You
trade
know
him,
what I mean?
but I
It
mean,
had to
who's
be.
going to take him? Who's going
You
to
could
take him?
trade James Harden, but
Yeah.
it'd be hard. He'd have to agree to the trade.
But yeah, because he's on an expiring deal. But when you say be more aggressive, I mean, I don't think Monty McNair is in a position to be aggressive. Like he's not Lawrence Frank. So I mean, when you say be more aggressive, he's not the Clippers GM, and so he's just advising. So I don't know. Maybe you mean like let Lawrence know what he should do, or
I mean, maybe he should replace Lawrence Frank
I don't
because
think Lawrence Frank.
Lawrence Frank he had the job and he's yet to. I've yet to see a move outside and to be honest,
Yeah,
if anybody up here really know me, I always been against trading the SGA. Everybody say, oh, I didn't see he was a star or none of that. Man, you could clearly see the dude was a star. You could clear now. Could you see that he was going to be the MVP? I didn't see that. I didn't see him being the MVP, but I seen that dude has star potential. And the
it's
reason I
hindsight
didn't like the
2020.
Kawhi, and PG trade is because that's two injured stars. You got one of them that had a gruesome injury, and Paul George. I mean, yeah, we seen him come back and he played good, but come on, I'm not trading a healthy player for a player that's man. Come on, it didn't make no sense. I think
Well,
when we
at the
signed him, he was
time, Mike.
28. He was 28 years old when we signed him. I mean, I'm
Yeah,
not trading him.
but 28 years old is still young in today's league, and his injury was gruesome, but it was a broken bone. It wasn't like a torn ligament. So
Right.
broken bones heal faster than torn ligaments.
And stronger.
And so
Yeah,
yeah,
but
so I don't
but you
think
gotta
that was
look.
really a big deal.
You gotta okay. Let's just go on the health side, right?
Okay.
He's playing with a metal rod in his.
Okay. What that mean?
In his leg for the rest of his career. I
Okay.
mean, you at some point you gotta expect that to. You know what I mean? You gotta expect.
No, I don't expect that, bro. He has a rod in his
I
leg, and he's
definitely
been
you
medically
see it
cleared to play
now.
basketball.
He's slowing down now.
Well, listen. Now he is, but back then, I mean, he was still. Listen, we can play Monday morning quarterback, and I think your take is fair. But at the time, right? Okay, Mike and Oatman. I think here's where for Clipper fans it's frustrating because you gave up SGA and all those picks, and those picks turned into a Chet, a J Dub. You know what I'm saying?
No, Shet was their own pick. That
My
ain't
bad.
something.
It was.
Yeah, Shet was their own pick.
That was their pick. So
Yeah.
that wasn't the Clippers.
The only good player they got from us is Jay Williams. That's it.
So, Mike, let me ask you a question, Mike.
Okay,
Excuse
I didn't
me,
know
Mr.
that, Mike. Yeah, I didn't know
Excuse
that.
me, Mr. Man.
You're
Let me
good,
ask
bro.
Mike a question. Do you believe that the coach, I think his name is Dagnall, I don't know how to really pronounce
Mark.
it. Mark Dagnall. Do you believe he catered to Shea's talent to make him become who he is before because, like you say, he wasn't like this. You've seen glimpses of this on the Clippers under Doc Rivers, but you think Mark just brought it out more
To be
because
honest with you, I believe he had the talent the whole time. Doc Rivers was holding him back. If you know anything about Doc, Doc is just like T. Lue. They don't like to play young players. You feel me? So Doc he was letting them play, but he was like, he was treating them like a rookie when he was special. That dude was special when he was
so
young.
you give the coach the credit then, right?
The coach.
See, you give the coach and the GM the credit because they
No.
said
I say that he always had that talent in him. I say Doc
okay,
Rivers
but
was
you can
holding him
have
back.
every NBA player has talent, but you got to mine the talent out in order to showcase it. So
Okay,
you
well
gotta
we can say yeah. Well, I could say that the coach, if you said putting it like that, let's just go ahead and say yeah. Okay, the coach helped him out. The coach let him display his talent, which he already had.
and
He was
build
already
schemes
nice. Hey, he was
and build
nice,
schemes
bro.
and strategies and put players around him so that he can showcase and maximize his skill. And
Oh
that's
no,
what you
no,
see.
no. But you got to think if you got a nice player, old man, right? I mean, come on now. You just let him go out there and ball, bro. It was nothing. And the Clippers was in their position. Like if you think about it, you had your draft picks and you had a lot of what did you call it? Free agency money. You had a lot of cap. You could have rebuilt like that way. Lawrence Frank did this stupid shit, man.
Well, Lawrence
And
Frank
you
and Sam
paying for it now.
Presti
Now
are
we
nice
paying
men.
for it.
I think Chris Paul was major in his development, and OKC had some losing seasons, and they allowed SGA to make mistakes, and he got better through those losing seasons, and now it's coming to fruition.
Right.
I don't think
Oh
he
man, I
showed
don't
this
think no
level
other
of.
GM in the NBA will make that move.
I disagree with that, bro. I don't agree with that at all because
How you say that, Mike? When he was the GM of the year,
because we're playing Monday morning quarterback, Mike. I mean, are you forgetting the time of the trade and what was going on back then? I don't
Man,
think.
it's like what I told you. It's like what I told you. Look, okay. Look, hold on, because we keep going back to time and all of this, right?
That matters.
Because when you think about it, this would matter to me. I told you about those two injured superstars that you had to make the deal for. I think if you combine it, SGA alone probably played more games than both of them over this 5-6 year career. I mean, not career, but 5-6 years. Over the last 5-6 years, he's played more games than Paul George and Kawhi Leonard.
Okay.
So that's another reason that the trade that I
That's
told
after
you.
the trade.
History matters, bro.
Nobody saw that.
Now, if those dudes got no injury history, I'll make that trade all day.
Yeah, unfortunately, bro. GM's. Oh, my bad. Go ahead, BJ. BJ wants to say something.
Yeah, I don't know. So you saying, Mike, you would have not traded Kawhi or Paul George for SGA?
No, I mean, because you got to think it was a package deal. They had to get PG for Kawhi to come. So that's what I'm saying. I wouldn't have picked up none of them. You know why? Because now if it was Kawhi straight up, I would have signed him. But I'm not finna trade. I'm not trading for Paul George, who got an injury history. I'm not doing it. And when you look, BJ, hold on. When you look at it, who's played more games? We just talking about games played. He's been killing them on games played, bro. And the fact that he's better than them now. So it's like you lost all around the board.
So I remember something. Paul George didn't have an injury history before he came.
Say that one more time. You said what?
He didn't have an injury history until he got to the Clippers.
No, Paul George he already was hurt. He already had that injured leg since the Olympics. Yeah, we could say he was playing good. But I'm not trading for nobody with that type of injury.
But you
a
said,
broken bone?
but the results of the trade, got it was a Western Conference Finals appearance.
Shea couldn't even get his
hold on,
one game from the
old man. Hold on. Old man, SGA is in the finals right now. So which one you think is better? Which one you think is better? A conference final or the real deal?
But tell the whole story though, Mike. Okay, let's make this make sense.
BJ, the whole story.
Hold on, Mike. Hold on. Let me finish my point. I've been listening to you. you're comparing apples and oranges.
How?
First
How?
off,
I don't understand.
Kawhi
How's
has
the
been
apples and
out
oranges?
for 4 years. Hold on. Kawhi's been out for 4 years in the postseason. So you need to start with that. That's what you need to
That
start
goes
with.
back to what I've been saying, bro.
No,
One of
but
these
you can't.
players is held.
You gotta let me finish, man. I can't keep talking over you. The fact of the matter is you don't put something in and take it back out. You gave this man, nobody was complaining about this trade when it was happening. Lawrence Frank made the trade. He was GM of the year for the trade that was so bad. That's number one. Kawhi was the finals MVP at that time. That's what so you just like what they doing with Harden, Kawhi Leonard would have to earn the right to ask for what he wanted. He was on that LeBron, Steph, Kevin Durant level at the time. So when you ask for those type of things, he didn't believe SGA was a second option, and he wasn't. SGA went 3 years, bro, with OKC in the bottom. And this was after Chris Paul left. All it didn't happen, what Mass pretty much made the point, OKC had a
BJ,
GM.
they didn't have the pieces when they did that.
OKC built the team around SGA like any great player, any historic player. You're going to have to build a team around your best player to be successful. They didn't have no success until them picks settled in.
You proving my point, man. You proving my point.
You're proving my point. That
you just said,
trying to give the credit. You're trying to give the credit to SGA.
Look, when they built around him.
Let me finish, bro. You giving SGA all the credit, but it's the team and the organization of why he is who he is. It's not SGA's greatness. He was in. He would not went 3 years without making the playoffs. He had to have a team and all them number one picks that settled in. That's what made the team so good. Now he's in the finals right now, but he's been in the league for 7 seasons.
Right.
The guys you talking about, Kawhi and Paul George, them dudes was in the conference finals already in their second, third year with better quality teams. Well, I wouldn't say Kawhi because Kawhi was on the Spurs, though. I would say Kawhi's on the Spurs, but the Indiana Pacers Paul George team he took that Miami
team was
Heat
loaded,
team.
bro. That team was loaded.
So what was the Miami Heat team?
You had
what was that
Danny
Miami Heat team?
Man, you had
that's
David
not loaded,
West,
bro.
You had dogs on that team, bro.
Danny Granger didn't play one of those years, bro.
Danny Granger was hurt.
He was injured, yeah.
That's what I'm saying, Mike. He was hurt.
Man, he was killing the Miami.
Okay, but you still had.
Bro, you didn't have a lot of good players.
Stop,
Mike.
Hey, BJ, if you could pull up that roster,
I know the roster, bro. You got to tell me the roster. I know the roster.
They had good players on that team, bro.
Every team has good players, bro. But that Miami Heat Big Three team, he was going toe to toe against that team by himself.
BJ.
SGA ain't doing that to no Big Three Miami Heat team.
BJ. We keep going off of that. This game is about matchups, bro. We've seen history. If we watch the history of the NBA, bro, we didn't seen underdogs take down. Okay, let's go to that Golden State Warriors that knocked down Dallas. It was all about matchups, bro. That's what that came down to. They matched up with the Miami Heat.
So who matched up with who?
I'm saying Indiana matched up perfect against what Miami had.
But Miami, what team is SGA face? What team is SGA face has been on that level?
What team has he faced? What since you talking about this playoff run?
Tell me a team that SGA done face that is as good as that Miami Heat Big Three team.
Shit, he just went through Denver. Denver was tough.
Is they better than that Big Three Miami Heat team?
Man, shit. How many championships did that team? Denver won a championship. They just as good.
Gosh.
They not better, Mike. Come on, bro.
Oh my God, Mike, stop, bro. I'm not gonna even answer that nonsense. There was no team better than that Miami Heat Big Three team, bro. That Miami Heat Big Three team went to 4 straight finals.
The fact about it is, we can Shea is who he is. It's just like Ja, just like Anthony Edwards, just like Jalen Brunson. Look at what Jalen Brunson did when he went from Dallas to the New York Knicks.
Right.
Everybody has the potential.
Right.
But you got to have a vision from the GM and the coach to say, look, we got to maximize our star player, and then we're going to have to put good role players around him for them to be effective and for him to carry us as far as he can carry us. That's the vision of every
I
team.
get what you're saying, though, man. But I'm just saying, as an organization, right? There's got to be somebody there that say, "Hey, man, you know what? You got to convince Kawhi. Hey, man, I think so." Hold on. Let's say this. I got an argument to kill all this shit, right? Are y'all telling me that SGA, a duel of SGA and Kawhi, wouldn't be better than anything that the Clippers put together?
No.
If you had them two,
Well,
that
Mike,
shit is way better
Mike.
than PG. That shit better than the Harden
But
era.
Mike, why do you
What?
think SGA would have developed under Kawhi and the Clippers the way he did with OKC? Are you? I mean,
He
I don't
didn't
think we get the same
Like
version.
why?
He
Hold on,
Hey,
bro.
hold on. How? This is what I want to
Let me ask the question real
Every
quick, Mike,
time,
please.
no, hold on. Every time it come when we
Let me
talk
ask
about
the question,
SGA,
please.
hold on. Every time we
All
talk
right, go
about
ahead, man.
SGA, we always go to this point where we say, "Hey, well, if these guys were on the team, he wouldn't develop
Because
like
it's basketball. Because
no,
it's common
bro.
sense.
Hold on.
Because
First
what
of all,
makes you think,
hold on,
bro?
bro.
Let me finish
You
my
over
question,
talking
bro.
me. Look, hold on.
You cut
First
me
of all,
off, bro.
First of all, you get better in the off season, bro. That shit ain't got nothing to do with the them off seasons got bro better. That training he been putting in, that's what got him better.
A lot of guys
It
train,
has
bro.
nothing to do with who we playing with
It
and who
doesn't
we
mean they
not
get the
playing with,
shots
bro.
in the game. What are you talking about? A lot of guys train in off season, bro. It's a business first. Like the shots come based off of.
So now you're trying to make it to a point to where
Let
you
me
saying,
ask the question, bro, please, because let me ask first, please. What makes you think that?
hold on. Mons.
Bro, I'm
So
about to
you
ask the
said,
question, bro.
Let him
I'm
ask the
saying,
question,
Mons,
Mike.
hold on, bro. You keep talking over me. Look, so you telling me that SGA was on the Clippers, he not gonna put up the coach is not gonna hey man, let me give you 15 shots a game. Let me give you 15, not even 20. Let me give you 15 shots a
Hold
game.
on,
That's
Mike.
not that's
That's not
not
the
what I'm saying,
question,
bro.
bro.
You know, let me ask the question. The question is this, bro. Do you think we get the same version of SGA today if he was on the Clippers with Kawhi Leonard? I think coaching and roles and pecking orders matter.
That's
I
what
don't
I'm
think
saying.
SGA
Come
would
on,
have
man.
to.
You like
Hold
you,
on, bro. I'm not done.
Of course you're gonna get the same player, bro. Of course you're gonna get the same player, man. Of
I
course
don't
you're gonna
think.
get the same player. None of that changes, bro.
Yes, it does change.
Man, come on, man. Hey, when you
Yes,
talented
it
like
does
that, bro,
change.
it's because you want. Hey, listen, hold on. When you talented like that, it's because you got the will, bro. You want it. You want to be talented like that.
But
You put
Mike,
in the
you know
work,
why
bro.
that trade? You know why that trade took place in all seriousness? Kawhi was
Huh?
coming off
Hold on. I couldn't hear you. Oh man, ask the question again. I couldn't hear you.
You know why that trade made sense? Because Kawhi was coming off a championship, and Paul George was coming off of a MVP season almost. He was top,
I gotta finish
I
my
think,
question,
3 to
old man.
5. And so they wanted to play. They always wanted to play together, and they had some very good season, and they thought that they could make it work. The thing about it is they had the wrong person at the helm. So Shea wouldn't have produced like Mr. Matt said. He wouldn't produce like he's doing now, playing with Kawhi and up under that coaching staff.
Well, not to this
No,
level,
hold
old man.
on.
He would
I'm gonna finish
produce.
listening to old man. Hold on. Let him
Bro,
finish.
you hold on, Mike, bro. I was saying something,
Go ahead,
bro, and
Mr.
you just
Matt.
butt in, and then I just stopped saying what I'm saying because you just butt in because I can't finish what I'm saying, bro. So thank you, old man, for kind of piggybacking off what I'm saying. I think that SGA would produce. The question is, does he produce to this level with Kawhi Leonard? Like, this is basketball, bro. Like, listen, a lot of guys can put the ball in the basket, but BJ knows this. Like, there's a pecking order, right? And so I don't think that SGA
guess what?
develops to this
Hey,
level.
the cream always
Bro, you
rises to the
keep
top. homie.
Mike. Somebody talks and then you
I
finish,
had
bro.
to mute Mike. Go ahead, Mike.
This is
Go ahead.
crazy, bro.
Yeah, let him talk, man.
This is a pecking order in this league, bro. A lot of guys can put the ball in the basket. Trust me, they can. But things are done a certain way in the NBA, the National Basketball Association. If Kawhi's there and he's Kawhi Leonard, bro, I don't think SGA develops to this magnitude. We see SGA now in the finals and say he's dropping 30 a game, he's MVP. You're not getting this version of SGA, bro. Just like I'll give you just real quick, Michael, and then you got it, bro. We didn't get the same version of Chris Bosh and Kevin Love with LeBron James. You want to know why? Because he's LeBron James, and there's a pecking order, bro. Right? Kevin Love went from averaging 27.
Can I go now?
I'm not done yet, bro. Like, BJ just mute your mic, and then you just butt in
you
again.
said you was gonna say one thing and then you was gonna pass it.
Kevin Love averaged 27 and 14, bro. What did he give you in Cleveland? What did Chris Bosh give you? There's a pecking order, bro. Go ahead.
Okay, so it's like it's okay. You think about it like the Kobe and Shaq thing. When they was together, you know, Shaq was the dominant one, right? Shaq was dominant. And then what rose to the top? Who kept putting in the work, getting better, the willpower? Kobe rose. Nothing that has nothing to do.
What? You said Kobe.
Listen. I'm comparing Kobe. I'm giving you the same example. When you saying you got
Go
a
ahead.
dominant player, listen, hold on, Maj, because your argument is that he had a dominant player on the Clippers and he wouldn't have been this good of a player. You got Kobe and Shaq. Look how dominant Shaq was, bro. Kobe kept putting in his work, getting better year after year, and he became the guy, bro. That would eventually happen, bro. It would have. Come on, man. When you got a skill like that, it's the player, bro. It has nothing to do with
Okay,
nobody
Mike.
else. It has nothing to do
Okay.
with no other good player on
Can
the
I
team.
ask a question?
Okay, cool. I got you, bro.
Oh, go ahead, Mass. I'm gonna ask a question after. Go ahead, Mass.
I'll be quick, BJ. I don't think SGA showed the level of skill set or science that Kobe showed, bro. Kobe was on a
I
different
would argue that he did,
stratosphere.
Maz.
But that's all I wanted to say.
So let me
argue
just
that he did, Maz. Hey, Maz, I would argue that he did. If I compare Kobe year one to SGA year one, it's neck and neck. I ain't gonna say it's way better, but it's neck and neck. Somebody do the numbers on that.
okay. So
It
what
ain't
about
based
winning
off
though?
numbers. Yeah, it ain't based off numbers.
What about winning?
We could listen. Hold on. SGA made the playoffs with a terrible team. Let's not call them terrible, but they were scrubs. You know what I mean? He made the playoffs.
When?
Was it his first year or second year? He made the playoffs with Doc Rivers. SGA did.
No. Lou Williams did. Patrick Beverly did. See, how you gonna make the playoffs when you average 10 points the whole year?
Okay, but he helped the team, dog. He was on
Okay,
that
but
squad. He was on that squad, right?
Hold on, Mike. We ain't gonna do this. You had an opportunity when you got your team in OKC to do everything you saying he gonna do. He was this, he was that. All right, Chris Paul gone. You got 3 years. That was your chance with your team, and you couldn't make it to the playoffs until those picks settled in. So that shows me.
We back to this.
That shows me all that stuff you said he was going to do, he wasn't going to do with the Clippers because, again, he wasn't ready. Now that we got past that.
Now we not past that. We not just past that. You gotta let me argue that back then.
Okay, listen. I'm talking back to you.
When he went to the Thunder, that roster was bullshit. How can he win with that?
So how do you win? How do you go to the playoffs the year before?
Look, you had better pieces. You had better pieces.
You had Chris
I told
Paul.
you he barely made it. Come on.
You just said Chris Paul, bro.
You had Chris Paul.
He barely made it. He barely made it to the playoffs with the Clippers. And you had worse pieces than that, bro.
Okay, my question is this.
Stop popping around lily pad. You were the 5th seed in OKC with Chris Paul. You go to next year, it was 3 years in a row. You didn't make the playoffs.
And
if you were transcending first, for you to even put him with Kobe Bryant ain't missing the playoffs 3 years in a row.
BJ,
no. Come on, let's not say it like that. I just compared what Miles was trying to say. Miles was trying to say a dominant. If you got a dominant player on the team, it holds the other player back. That's what he was saying.
Who was the coach during that span, BJ?
Which span?
The 3-year absence of the playoffs.
Billy Donovan.
There you go. Billy Donovan ain't never been a good coach. He had Russ. He had Kevin Durant. Ain't never been a good coach.
But oh man, you can't explain 3 years missing the playoffs and say that's why I'm trying to explain to Mike. You can't explain 3 years in the postseason missed, and you call yourself a transcendent player.
And
BJ, not to cut you off or nothing, right? But you got to think of it. Okay, when they got Shet missed his whole rookie year. You feel me? And then when the pieces was all healthy, bro showed up.
So you prove his point then, because when Chet came back, bro, they went from the not making the postseason to like the number one.
They would attempt like anybody would take the teams. Come on, bro. You know you got to have a talented team to get to the playoffs, bro. It's a team.
No, you say okay. So when SGA do bad, it's the team, but when he do good, it's him.
No.
We're not finna do this, bro. We're not finna do this.
You trying to say like, oh, he missed the? Come on, that's a
because
team,
you
bro.
keep because I'm just going by your logic, Mike.
No. Come on,
I'm going by your logic. You said the player gets all the credit.
let's
what
say
you
this.
said.
Hey, do you need a good team to make it to the playoffs?
Again,
Hey, let's.
you
I'm
said
asking all four.
I'm
Hey, it's
no,
four of
you
us up here.
said,
Do we need a good team
I'm
to go to
going
the
by your
playoffs?
logic. You said if you SGA gets the credit, and you said they will even make the trade. You said that. You brought up SGA. Now when I debunk it with he ain't making it in 3 years, and I go by your game, all it's about the team now.
No, it's been. I mean, you can't expect him to be on a sorry team and make it
He
to the
wasn't on a
playoffs.
sorry team. He was
The
on.
question is, it's about
Hey,
hindsight.
he
This
was on
is
the
what
team.
Mike is doing.
He was on the team. Look, that's like saying Zion should have made it. You ain't
This is
making the
what
playoffs.
Mike is doing. Mike, you can't do hindsight when you see where Shea is at now, and then you put this quality of play that he's doing as he was on the Clippers, and he wasn't evolved yet. He wasn't mature
He wasn't
yet.
ready. That's it. He
See?
wasn't
Okay, but
ready,
hold
bro.
on. Oh,
So
let's
you
say this.
wait a minute. So
Was y'all watching? Was y'all Clippers fans when SGA was a rookie?
you make a trade with Paul George for SGA because what Paul George had produced during his time on OKC. He was a staunch two-way player. He was in the MVP conversation. Shea was just what he was then.
No, but you got to think. Listen. As a GM, I'm not letting no one player put pressure on me to say, "Hey, I'm not going to sign here if you don't bring me this player." And then not only that, and to get that player, I got to trade away a young super. I mean, I ain't gonna even say at the time he's a superstar. I got to trade away a young star. You could tell the dude was a star.
Well, he wasn't
I'm
no
not doing
star
that.
then.
No, he was a young star. He was a
His
young star.
productivity didn't
Okay,
represent a star.
Okay, hold on. Oh, let's prove it like this. Okay. Oh man. If you right now in today's game, if you just get drafted and they a superstar, right? But if you trending up to a superstar, like what are some of the what's some of the accolades you're gonna get? You're gonna start getting invited to those all-star games, which he was. You know what I mean? The sophomore games he was a part of. I mean, the league seen that this dude had talent, bro.
So he averaged 10 points per game, 3 assists, two rebounds in 82 games his first year. Yeah, he was about to be a star, man.
How many
Breakthrough.
minutes he played?
Hold on.
Man, he was about to make through. He was about to be a star, Mike.
Hold
All
on,
that.
BJ. Let's look it up.
Stop,
Let's look at
man.
the whole
Stop,
thing.
man. See, this is why y'all make me do this, man.
Look, and then when I see that, look, this is another thing that you're not saying. This is another thing. Look, he averaged 10 points on what's that, 26 and a half minutes?
Okay.
That's good. That's good work for a rookie.
Per 36 minutes,
he almost averaged
36
11
minutes,
points.
you
He
add
almost
another
averaged
5
11
to it.
points on 26 minutes, bro.
Per 36 minutes, per 10 more minutes, you probably add another 4 to 5 on.
15 points is a rookie. That's good. What you talking about?
But see, that's the problem though. If he was that good, he would have already got them minutes. So he's obviously
Man,
ain't
that
as
was Doc
good. He ain't
Rivers.
as
Come on, BJ. We talking about Doc
he ain't
Rivers.
as good
That's him.
as right, but he ain't as good as
Come on.
Mike trying to portray him to be.
Nah,
He
he
was.
was.
That's
BJ, he was. And then this
Mike,
the whole
there you
thing.
go.
Hey,
You
this another thing I'm gonna kill you with. This because look,
Nah,
my
10
whole
points.
thing
I see
is
10
not. Hey,
points.
listen. My whole
I see
argument
10
has nothing to
points.
do with. My whole argument ain't got nothing to do with no players. It's all with the GM, bro. It's like you don't make that deal as a. And if come on, I'm not doing that deal. And then let alone to say, hey man, fuck it, here goes 7 first-round picks. Or whatever they
The
did.
picks,
I'm gonna give you this young star, but I'm gonna give you 7 first-round picks.
He wasn't a star, Mike.
Man, he was a
And
young.
that
You could
wasn't
see
the
it,
goal
bro.
Only
of
people
the
that say that stuff is Clipper fans, bro. I don't know where y'all get that from. He wasn't no star, man. Nobody in the league looked at him as no star.
Hold on, BJ. Let me ask you this. Hold on, let me see. Do we got his field goal attempts up here? Can you see the field goal
Mike,
attempts?
that wasn't the
Hold on.
goal of
Oh man,
the
hold on 1 second, dog. Okay. Oh, so he only shot the ball 9 times. Look, so you telling me, look, that's 9 field goal attempts. Look,
So who is
so
he?
you
Hold
telling me if
on. So who is he
hold
shooting
on.
behind then? Who is he shooting
Huh?
behind? Who is he shooting behind then?
He should have got more than 9 shots.
No.
I'm
I'm
telling you,
asking
hey,
who is getting more shots than him?
Lou Williams. You gonna tell me Lou Williams? Doc Rivers is making him defer to Lou Williams. That's
So
how
who's
you
the
know
second
Doc a
guy?
bad coach.
So who's the second guy?
Man, I forgot that team. Patrick Beverly. It was Lou Williams, Patrick
So
Beverly,
you telling
Montrezl
me
Harrell.
SG? So you telling me SG knows, but you bringing a Kawhi Leonard and you telling me he was going to do more with Kawhi, who's better than them two both put together?
No. All I said with Kawhi, I said, listen, because your boy said Kawhi is the better player, and if Kawhi was on the team, then how could he be? I told you the cream always rise to the top. I said he would have eventually became that same player what he is today. That's all I told you.
But
I said
the only
Kawhi wouldn't have
reason
held
he
him back,
is
bro.
what he is today,
Hey,
Mike.
listen. Hey, if you looking at the numbers, bro, if we looking at these numbers the way I am, bro, he averaged 11 points on nine shots, bro, and he only paid 20. That's Doc Rivers. That's a terrible coach, bro. Doc Rivers should have gave him more minutes and more shots.
That's my point. That's the point I've been trying to tell you. It's about the coaching. The coach put him in a position that he is in today because they see the talent.
Old man, I agree with you.
Okay, but the question is, would he would have done that under Doc Rivers or under Ty Lue?
No.
That's what Mr. Mass was trying to say.
Hey, my whole thing is, look, it's not about Kawhi, it's not about Paul George. It's that front office. It's that front office don't know what they doing, bro. Come on, BJ. Be honest, bro. Do you give away that dude was a young star? Do you give away a young star and then say, fuck it, I'm gonna give you 7 first-round picks? I never heard of no shit like that.
The picks, I wouldn't give the picks away. I would probably settle with. I would settle for 3 picks.
You don't do it. That's because they just trying to
picks.
Come on,
but if you asking me
you're gonna get Kawhi and Paul George, but I'm not doing it. You know why? Because if you don't make that move, let me tell you, if I don't make that move,
I would keep the picks, like 3 picks, but you gotta look. It's a two-way
SGA, and then you're gonna have
two-way trade though.
A lot of free agency money. Those is going to be expiring contracts coming off the books. A lot of good players would have wanted to come play in LA, bro.
Hey, Mike, I'm gonna ask you a question, Mike. You think Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is better than Jaylen Brown?
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, he is.
Based on what?
Based on a lot. I'm gonna tell you. Based on he could carry a team, like he could be the guy. You feel me? Tatum is the guy over there.
Say it again. Who can carry a team?
SGA.
So you mean to tell me that Jaylen Brown,
when Tatum got hurt, Tatum just was hurt this postseason. What did Jaylen Brown do?
Well, ain't nobody hurt on OKC.
But they were hurt the whole season for the most part, old man. He carried that team.
Season.
Right.
All season. He been carrying the team. What you talking about?
Yeah. He went into Boston with no Chet or no J-Dub and dropped 40 piece and on the Cleveland.
So you mean tell me Jaylen don't drop no 40 and 50 pieces?
Yeah, Jaylen.
Not the way SGA does.
Based on what? You talking
based
about
on the numbers? Well, based on the numbers. Like,
so
you can look this
we
up.
would never know because
Jaylen. It's clear as day who better out of those two, old man.
It's clear.
I think Brown is good. But if you're asking me who could do more with less and carry, it's SGA, bro. And we can argue that SGA compared to Boston, I gotta make sure I say this the right way because both teams are very good. Who do you think has better role players, Boston or because everybody says Boston was deep. Everybody said this. Boston's deep, blah blah blah. And so you lose Jason Tatum, but you still got Derek White, Porzingis. But I don't know. It's a fair question, old man. It's a fair question.
I think you say he's more impactful. I think old man says he's more impactful because he played both ends.
Yeah, he did.
Don't say SGA play both ends because he don't.
He don't play defense the way Brown does. I agree with that.
This is what I'm gonna say. I'm gonna keep it. Hold on, BJ. I'm gonna keep it real. This is what I'm gonna tell you. I don't think nobody in the league is playing both ways like that. Like I think that a lot of that is cap, bro. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Jaylen Brown, Kawhi Leonard.
It's not a lot of two-way players. You could put them all on your hands,
Leonard,
bro.
OG Anunoby,
Anthony Edwards.
Anthony, but
hold on.
But Brown's one of them.
Hold on. Anthony Edwards did not. I just watched him this postseason. He's not playing both sides of the ball effective. And we got to talk about effective. Let's talk about being effective too. You feel me? So I would say you got Kawhi Leonard up there, right? You got
Wait,
Kawhi.
Mike, hold on, Mike. You mean to tell me you didn't see Anthony Edwards play defense
I
against
don't know what he
LeBron?
talking about. He was guarding SGA.
And LeBron, he took LeBron on. You didn't see that he took Luka on.
I mean, that first round when he played the Lakers, yeah, he played a little
That's
defense.
what he do. But when you play against,
OKC bullied him. OKC
when you
bullied
play
him.
against SGA,
Okay, hold on, cause y'all know. OKC did what?
OKC bullied him.
OKC guarded him like he was the best player of all time. That's what they did.
Oh
OKC
man,
had
come
four
on, man.
people.
We don't want to hear how they
OKC
guarded him, man, and none of that
four
shit,
people
man.
around.
They frustrated him, man. Hey,
Hey,
they had
man,
him
y'all
frustrated.
be easy,
That's
BJ.
Hey, they
I
had
see
him
what they
frustrated. He
did.
didn't know what.
all
Hey, he didn't
y'all.
know how to handle that pressure.
How he passed the ball to his open teammates. They missed shots. How he didn't know how to handle that pressure.
And where
Like
they at,
you
right?
talk about what you seen.
Where they
Don't
at
talk
right
about
now? They sitting at home,
They
right?
at home. That's fine.
So
That's
all
fine.
right
They at
then,
home.
come on.
They
What
lost to a better team.
you come up here
They lost
yelling
to a better
like
team.
you proving a point or
Because you
something.
just lied. You just lied. You said they
Come
bullied
on,
him.
man. You
No,
come up
they-
here yelling like
they-
you proving
no,
a
they
point, man.
guarded him like he was Michael Jordan.
Man, I don't
That's
want to
what they
hear
did.
it. And guess
That's
what?
what they
He didn't
did.
show up like he was Mike. He didn't show up like he was Mike, nigga.
If you get guarded by four people, I don't think he's
Man,
Mike. So I
come
wouldn't
on,
expect him
man.
to show up
I
like
didn't
that.
see. Come on, man. I didn't see players do it.
Who?
I didn't see Jokic. I didn't see Shaq be guarded by four players. Shaq
And who did Shaq
dominated by guarded by four
who was
players.
Shaq?
I didn't see Kobe. I
who
didn't
was
see
Shaq
Kobe
release value?
guarded by four players. Kobe
Okay,
made it.
Anthony. Okay, that's not okay. So you think Anthony Edwards that
I
good?
didn't see Jordan guarded like that. Jordan made it. What are you talking about? What are you talking about?
Why are you comparing Anthony Edwards to like five of the greatest people we ever seen in the history of basketball?
Cause you come up here popping it like that. You
No,
come up here
I
talking,
never said he was
they
them.
was guarding him. They was guarding him like that, like he was Jordan. They was guarding him like he was Jordan. You came up
That's
here
how I
with
would
that.
expect Michael Jordan to get guarded, not Anthony Edwards.
Come on, man.
Yeah, I don't think they guard him like they
Is he
guarded
one of the
Jordan.
greatest players in the league right now, right?
Miles, all I'm saying was, for him to say they bullied him, they had to jump him. That's all I'm saying, Miles.
No, they didn't jump him, bro, because
They did
he
jump
had
him.
help.
Not no
You
one-on-one
can't
coverage.
jump somebody if they got help, bro.
Not one-on-one coverage.
Like this was like this wasn't like a Heat versus Dallas situation. Like Edwards had help. He just didn't get it done.
Thank you, Miles. Thank you, Miles. Thank you, Miles.
Who's his help, bro? Did you see Julius Randle in the postseason?
Exactly.
Did you see him versus the Thunder?
I saw them both versus Thunder, bro. They both didn't play well. Him or Anthony Edwards.
So don't say he had help.
Thank you,
Don't
man.
say he had help.
So how can you say somebody didn't have, hold on, bro? How can somebody have help when the guy that needs the help ain't playing up to his standard? They both didn't get it done. Come on, bro. This is crazy. But it's cool.
Okay, so I mean, we could just look at the box score and not look at the game and the film. One getting trapped at half court.
Did you watch the game, bro?
Who was the best player versus the Lakers, bro?
Let me talk. You always doing this. Like you just did this with Mars for like 30 minutes. Come on, let somebody talk. One is getting double teamed at half court versus one not. Like, come on, there's a big difference. Watch the game. Don't just look at the box score. Anthony Edwards did what he was supposed to do. He passed the ball to his open teammates. They missed shots. It's that simple. They lost to a better team.
I thought Julius Randle, Max, was their best player versus the Lakers. And I thought Julius and Edwards both played horrible versus OKC.
I don't think they played huh? Yeah, they played horrible versus
They didn't play good at times, bro. Both guys didn't play good.
Yeah,
at
I
times.
agree.
You know that.
I agree. But don't say they bullied him. You had to double team.
Well, I know, but you can't say they jumped him if he has help and he didn't. I mean, they just didn't play well. That's all.
Hey, bullied and jumped, that's like the same shit to me. I ain't gonna lie. Hey, he got treated.
You can't bully nobody. You gotta have. You can't
he
bully
went over
nobody.
there and got treated, bro.
You can't bully
call it
nobody.
what you
You gotta
want.
have help.
Call it what you want,
bully
man.
nobody. You gotta have help.
And a player of that magnitude, bro, aren't you? Don't you expect to get double teamed? I mean, that's why you're great, right?
Hey, I'm gonna say he got bullied. I'm gonna say he got bullied because he didn't want no smoke. He was ducking that smoke. That's why I'm gonna call it bully. If he would have fought back, I'd have said they jumped him. He didn't want no smoke.
I'm a real fan of my favorite player, Mr. Monson. I'm just gonna tell you, he ain't there yet. He ain't developed that mid-range game to beat that yet. That mid-range game that Kobe and Jordan had to beat that, and ain't developed that yet. So I'm gonna tell you.
I know, but my question was, as a player of that magnitude, bro, like, aren't you expected to know, hey, like, I'm the best player, like, they may double team me? Like, isn't that to be expected?
I thought
Don't you adjust?
I mean,
Hey, don't you adjust? Ain't that what good players do?
Did he not do what he was supposed to do? Pass the ball to wide open teammates?
That's
I
all.
mean, what you
So you
supposed to
think?
do?
Oh, so you
Yeah,
think? So
but
you
you gotta
think?
be
Hey,
aggressive,
hey. So
Mad
you think
Max.
a
Hey,
great
Mad
player is
Max.
supposed to pass
You
the
gotta be
ball?
aggressive.
Agree.
Hey,
But
did Michael Jordan pass the ball when that double came?
is Anthony Edwards Michael Jordan? No, so stop
Oh,
bringing up Michael
come
Jordan.
on, man. Stop doing
So
that,
stop
man.
bringing up Michael. Why you? I hate when y'all do this. Compare somebody to the greatest player of all time. Like, if
Come
nobody
on,
can be
man.
Yeah,
good if
I'm
they
not
held,
Hey,
comparing that, bro.
I
nobody
got
can be
another
good
one
if they
for you.
held
I
the
got
Michael
another
Jordan
one for
standard.
you.
Hold on, let me go. Let me go. Let me go to.
Hold on,
Let me go
Miles.
to
Hold on,
Dom. Let
Miles.
me go to Dom real
Hold on,
quick.
hold on,
Hold
hold on.
on.
Hey,
Hold on,
hey,
Mike.
did D
Hold
Wade?
on, Mike. Let me go to Dom. I gotta go
Did
to
D
Dom.
Wade?
Hold
Hey,
on.
was D Wade?
Hold on. Go ahead, Dom. I'll let everybody else go and then I'll get back to
What
you.
we talking about right now, bro?
You talking about Kawhi? Was his time with the Clippers? They were talking about some other stuff though.
Okay. So his time with the Clippers as far as what?
How much time does he got left with the Clippers?
Listen, yo, BJ, you know we done talked about this, bro. Okay, realistically, uh, it would really depend on what moves they make, like front office moves they make. This is my thing. If they want to win, you know what I keep saying they got to do. You know, you got to get off Harden, you got to get off guys like Powell. But the thing is, it's not just Harden, it's also the front office as well too. Because now you have to draft well. Like I said, remember we were talking about the article with Brandon Boston that day. There was a lot of guys that we had that we really didn't allow to develop like that. So we really didn't see what would have been complementary pieces besides him.
That's another thing.
I don't personally think he's going anywhere. I think he's gonna stay here, but I do think he's gonna waste his time here unless you get a GM in that office that understands what he's doing. Like for instance, right? This is why I tell people that Lawrence Frank ain't got no excuse. Look at Rob Pelinka. Bro, that nigga makes water out of fucking dust. The
Come
Lakers
on,
don't be
thank you.
having shit. Next thing you know,
Hey,
this nigga will make a trade. Yo, how the fuck they get this
hey,
nigga?
them
We
niggas
all
got
say the
Luca.
same
Them
shit.
niggas got Luca for 1 first-round pick.
But remember, you also traded Davis for that. So we gotta
Oh,
remember too, you put Davis in there too.
yeah, but
But
they let us get they finessed us for Paul George. We got finessed
here's
for Paul George.
here's the thing. We did, but I think there was all right. Kawhi wanted that. For the record, this is what I'll tell us because we're all Clipper fans here. If we want to blame anybody, we have to blame Kawhi. And I'm gonna tell niggas why. Kawhi put them in this position. Everything Kawhi wanted is what set them back for years to come. Me and BJ have spoke about this, bro.
But
The,
Dom, this is
go
what I
ahead.
was saying. You don't, as the GM, you don't give no player no.
But here's the thing: you have to. He's a two-time champion. Now we have this notion, oh, he can win with anything. Bullshit, because he didn't do it this year. So I think he can win with adequate talent around him. The truth is, BJ, pull up the roster for the Clippers. We all can agree. I mean, BJ was talking about it. All the motherfuckers are like 6'5" to 6'7" to 6'8". It's too small. That's another thing. There's no
That's a
size.
fact.
So again, like I said, I don't want to jump all over the place. I'm jumping from one topic to another, so I don't want to get y'all confused. But I think his time with the Clippers, I don't think it's been good. I don't think it's been. I personally don't think it's been good at all. I'm gonna be honest with you. It hasn't been what it was in San Antonio, and we know damn sure no it ain't been what it has in with the Raptors. I think
That's
a
a
lot of
fact.
decisions he made was wrong. I think he wanted. I agree with BJ was saying earlier. I don't think Shea would have been a superstar like he is today. But in my opinion, Shea is still not a superstar. Because I'm gonna tell you right now, I think Indiana beats them on Sunday. And if it does, we can stop this fucking all this talk about him
You
being a
ain't lost
superstar.
your damn
Hey,
mind, boy.
Let me
Stop.
tell you something.
even if
Listen to me.
hey,
Hold on. Hold on. I'm gonna tell you why I say that. When they didn't win, that was game four. I think when they didn't win game 6, Indiana, it's just I haven't been watching it, but from what I've been seeing, like highlights and shit, Indiana's just a better team. They have somebody that the Thunder don't have, and his name is Pascal Siakam.
Nah,
That nigga, the
Indiana
niggas can't.
coaching, bro. That's what it is. They
That's another thing
adjust on the
too. They
fly.
can't. They can't. Who's Indiana's coach?
Rick Carlisle.
And that's the thing. He's the championship head coach. So
Yes,
remember all of
absolutely.
that. So
Teron Lewis
again,
too. So what's the point?
so what you said?
Teron Lewis, championship head coach too.
But the thing with Teron Lue
And
is
Teron Lue's a bum.
Teron Lue doesn't. The thing is, all right, go look at the roster he had in Cleveland, and you'll see why this Clipper roster won't work. First of all, you got Chris Dunn, the nigga can't score. He can defend, but he can't score. You got Bojan Bogdanovic was done. We seen shades of him during the season, but he never really eclipsed to what we thought he was. But I knew he was done. I called BJ when that trade was made. I said, BJ, why you think he been sitting home in Atlanta, my nigga? He's done. They didn't want that nigga. This is what they should have done. When
Y'all
they
should have
traded
kept
for Harden,
KPJ. Shit, y'all tripping.
we should have what?
Kept KPJ. Yeah, y'all championship
Hell no.
window was out the
Hell
door when
no.
he
I'm
left.
gonna tell you why. Keeping KPJ wasn't good either. Don't get me wrong. KPJ showed flashes of what he used to be, how great he was,
Do you want
but KPJ couldn't
Bogdanovic or
score.
KPJ? Do you want Bojan Bogdanovic or KPJ? Pick one.
I'd have kept KPJ over
Okay,
Bojan.
But here's the thing, though. Hold on.
Period.
Listen, KPJ couldn't. He really struggled to score beyond
He
the
didn't.
perimeter.
No, he didn't.
Yes, he
He
did,
didn't.
bro. He
He
shot
didn't.
atrocious. What are you talking about?
Bro, you don't
Every
need
shot he
your
put
team,
up a brick.
but you don't need that at all times. If you have enough
Yes, you
3-point shooters,
do.
not everybody on the team need to be a
But here's the
3-point shooter.
thing,
Not everybody,
Cleveland,
bro.
listen to me.
He was
When
really,
have we
really
ever
good in the mid
listen?
range, bro, and in transition.
Listen to me. Listen to me. Post Doc Rivers era. Let's think about this here. We're all Clipper fans. Post Doc Rivers era. When the fuck did we have a complete 3-point shooting team post this era? We haven't had it. The only good nigga we had was Coffee. We had Kennard before him. We didn't have a bunch of shooters like
Bro,
that.
y'all had good 3-point shooters on your team this year, bro.
The hell? Who told you that?
My whole argument.
Batum, he was a catch and shoot knockdown. Batum was.
No, listen. At times he
Kawhi Leonard
was.
can shoot three. James Harden, that's all he
Listen,
do is shoot
he
three.
can. But again, you have to
Norman
remember.
Powell.
Listen, no, all right,
It
Norman
ain't even
Powell.
about the
Listen,
3-pointers, man. You got to put the right
Y'all,
pieces
bro.
around.
3-pointers
thing,
ain't
we
gonna win you
couldn't-
no championship.
listen,
Stop
we
trying to
couldn't-
be like the
About no
Warriors.
3-pointers.
That's what
here's
the
the
Eagles
thing.
all fucked up
Listen
right
to
now.
me.
We got Kawhi Leonard playing power forward. Dude, that's how
And
dumb
that's another
our
thing.
roster
But
is.
like I said, this is what I keep trying to tell people.
Right.
Getting mad at the GM. He does all of this.
Right,
He doesn't
right.
want to sign, like right now, right? We're looking at signing Terry Rozier. Why? Why would you sign Terry
That's
Rozier?
not
You
a
already
good
have
pickup
fucking
in
Chris
my
They're
Dunn.
not trying to bring.
I
That's
wouldn't sign
hell
Terry
no. They're
Rozier.
not trying to. I know they're not trying to do that.
Listen to me. I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to tell you why they're going to sign Terry Rozier. If you think I'm lying, take your phone out
Because
and
of
go look
Kawhi
at how
Leonard.
many times we've been linked to Terry. Yo, Lawrence Frank loves
No,
Terry
I'm gonna
Rozier.
tell you, hey,
He
Terry
loves his
Rozier
style
was
of play.
just gambling on NBA games. They're not gonna sign him. I guarantee you.
Let me tell you something. They're going to sign this nigga. I bet you they're going to sign this nigga. Watch. Watch during the offseason. You're going to be
When
like, yo,
y'all
this nigga
gonna
was
start
right.
blaming Kawhi for some of these moves? So you mean to tell me no other superstar want to go play with Kawhi Leonard? Come on.
Here's the thing. It's not about you
That's
don't want to
crazy.
play with him. You got to remember something.
Hey, you
The
gotta
nigga's not
think.
going to play 65% of the games.
You gotta think that people worried about his availability.
There you
Man,
go. I just said
he was
that.
good. He been good, bro. Nothing wrong with Kawhi. I've been telling y'all
Listen,
this
it's
for 2
not the
years.
fact
Stop
that
it.
the Clippers don't have nothing to trade. All right, right now, right? Kevin Durant.
Nah, they
What
got
the
some
fuck
shit
we
to
going to
trade.
trade for Kevin
Hey,
Durant?
Dom, don't say that. They got shit to trade.
James Harden, a Hall of Famer, bro. Get that nigga up out of there.
Listen to me. What the fuck are we going to trade right now for Kevin Durant, bro?
Hey, I'm gonna keep it a buck. Y'all, I ain't gonna
You
like
don't
this,
want
but
Kevin Durant,
if
though.
they want Zubac, get up out of there.
Keep
But
KD
here's the
away
thing,
from your
though.
team.
But listen,
KD is
but here's the thing, though. They don't want, listen to me. They
You
don't
don't want
want,
no KD.
listen, if you trade Zubac right now, bro, I'm going to keep it real with you. Zubac is not going to do on the Suns what he does on the Clippers. I'm going to tell you why. No one is going to pass him the
Nobody gonna
ball
be able to
like
get him
that.
the ball like that.
Nobody's going to be able to get him the ball. Zubac, I keep
Hey,
telling
all
y'all,
y'all
is a
need really
product
is a
of
Daniel
James Harden.
Gafford. You have to go after certain players. Go get a Daniel Gafford, bro. Go get a
Listen,
PJ Washington, bro. Go get players like that. Those are championship. Those are players that's
listen.
going to help you win a championship, bro.
Talk to Lawrence Frank. He's
Go
the
get
guy
the
that when
Alex
free
Caruso.
agents pop up, he makes
Y'all
calls.
saying the wrong things, man. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Blue Dort. Go get them type of motherfuckers. You feel me? Go get the Andrew Nemhars. He available. TJ McConnell. Go get him from Indiana. Go get Miles Turner or somebody. You don't need a superstar over there, but you
Bro,
got enough of them already.
listen. At the end of the day, yes, you do. What superstars the Clippers got outside of Kawhi Leonard?
Kawhi Leonard and James Harden. That's your superstar, right?
James Harden ain't no fucking superstar, Cleveland. James Harden ain't no fucking
James Harden
superstar.
just an all-star, bro.
James Harden is done, bro.
You really don't.
Yeah,
Bro,
he's an all-star.
If you
He ain't no
watch James Harden, bro, the
I
problem with
know
James is
that,
his
but you know
legs
how
are
y'all
going.
be with James Harden. Y'all be capping for him so damn much.
I got it. Go ahead. Go sit down. I got it. Give me.
Yeah, but we ain't gonna say he's no superstar. Hey, I'm gonna keep it a
So
buck.
trade James Harden and just get role players to put around Kawhi Leonard, bro. Like if you that great, nigga, then lead your team, bro. Like these niggas
Listen,
ain't
but
that
here's the
great.
thing, though. Understand something, though. All the great players that ever won, it took a system. It didn't just take them, bro. The truth
Right.
of the matter is, you got to remember when we go, really go back and watch that series. Hold on, baby. When we watched that series between them and Denver, Kawhi low-key did his job. He just didn't have a
They
sidekick
blew it.
that
They
was able to
squandered a
show
couple of
up.
games in that series, though. That's on
Listen,
them.
but here's the thing, though. Is what I'm trying to
Yeah,
explain to
that
people.
alley-oop dunk is really what killed us.
He didn't have another superstar to put their stamp on the game as well. The truth of the matter is James Harden sucks, my nigga. We all know that. James Harden is garbage.
But when James Harden play good, y'all be talking about how great he is. So you can't
Listen,
have
here's the
both
thing.
niggas, bro.
James Harden is
come on,
only
hold on. We
good
ain't
during
gonna
the
say he's
regular
garbage.
season,
We ain't gonna
bro.
say he's garbage. He had a cool season last year.
James Harden is fucking garbage, bro. I said what I said. Fuck
Come
that
on,
nigga.
man. You don't
But
know
let me tell
ball.
you something, bro. Let me tell you something. Yo, I hate what I don't know what you out your fucking mind. I hate James Harden so much. I hope that nigga die before the season starts. That's how much
Oh,
I hate him,
Not
bro.
you
damn.
hating your
I
heart,
Slow
you
can't
gotta get
down,
that
stand
hate
bro.
that
out
You
your
nigga.
can't
heart,
say
my
that
boy.
on the
He's
internet.
a fucking bum. I
You gotta
can't
get that hate
stand
out
him.
your heart.
Stop
No,
that, man.
nigga. Listen to me.
Hey, I
If
don't like
James
the
Harden's on another
change the
team,
color of
I
you
won't
niggas.
hate him.
I don't know, bro.
Listen, if James Harden's on another team, y'all got my word. I won't hate him, but I don't want him in my locker
Bro,
room.
don't say that in front of your children. Bro.
What?
They remember stuff like that, bro. Don't
Okay,
talk like
later. Bro, nah, my daughter wasn't in the
Oh,
room
he
when I said
talking
that.
crazy in
Bro,
front of the
James
kids
Harden is
like that,
garbage.
cuz?
Bro, James Harden is garbage. Let me tell you something.
Hey,
BJ,
hey.
you know how I feel about James Harden. I hope that nigga get ran over and his legs don't work no more. I hate James Harden. James Harden sold us. I agree
We're
with
going a little too
Perkins.
crazy now. We're going a little too crazy now.
Bro, listen to me. What did
I
he
know he
do in
was
game
garbage.
7? He didn't
I'm
show
not
up when we needed him.
Nah, I
I'm
feel
not I'm
you on
not
that,
I'm not
though.
out here
Hey, look.
supporting James Harden. I was gonna say I
Bro,
don't think
But
listen
he's
you
to
in
know,
me.
championship
it's
that
some
much this
Imagine
pieces,
year.
the
bro.
biggest game of the season and your
Y'all should
child
try
support
to
don't
go get
show
a
up.
Jonathan Kuminga, bro. What about Jonathan Kuminga? He
Elise, you
available?
need to go get a LaMelo Ball. That's a LaMelo
Here we
Ball.
Oh
Y'all
go.
no,
going
no,
over
no! You
top.
don't want. He's a
The
cancer. You
only
don't want no
available
Lamelo
person we
Ball.
can
He
go
don't care
get,
about winning,
all
bro.
season is like a Drew
Lamelo is
Holiday. Hey,
injury
I'ma tell
and he's
you, That's
soft.
the only person
And
we can
he
go get
has
LaMelo,
soft.
they got a shot.
That nigga, he better go holler at Steph Curry to get some ankle
Easy. Hold on,
bracelets.
hold on, hold
That
on.
nigga
Easy.
trash.
Easy. Hey, you gonna get a shot maker? You gonna get a dude who can make big shots? You
Nah, I'm cool.
playing
He
with
ain't a
other
winning player.
superstars for the
He
first
doesn't
time?
play winning basketball, bro. That's why he went to Charlotte because they know he don't play winning basketball. I'm cool.
But hey,
The
you don't
only
think he
player
can
we
play
can
winning
realistically
basketball
get
though?
in the
You don't think he's
offseason is
talented?
No, that's saying
Hey,
if you watch
are y'all
if
gonna
you
sit
watch
up here and say LaMelo not
if you
talented?
follow his documentary, bro, his dad was always on his ass because he never worked hard enough, and then nothing changed. He just skillful enough to get to the NBA, but he don't work hard enough. You can't
It's
have
for
players
to
that
get
don't work
focused.
on
That's
Kawhi
it.
Leonard team, bro. You can't have players that don't work hard, bro, on Kawhi Leonard team. I'm just saying.
All it takes is for dude to get focused. That's it.
Yeah, who gonna bring that focus out? Tyler? Yeah, you tripping? Come on, man.
First of all, Charlotte ain't giving up
Hello?
LaMelo, especially for like
Yeah.
no picks. We ain't got no picks, so we're not
Jonathan
getting.
Kuminga. I'm trying to help y'all out, bro. Like, you feel me? Kuminga and Kawhi Leonard, unstoppable.
We
In
froze
my
up or
opinion.
something. The
That's
Warriors
just
are
my
hanging on to
opinion.
Kuminga. I'm gonna tell you this right now. The Warriors
Nah,
are hanging on
hey,
to
if we
Kuminga
smart,
because
nigga,
they're
we'll
gonna
let
use
that
him as
nigga
a.
go and
They're
get
gonna use
something
him as
back
a
for
trade.
him, bro.
They're gonna use him as a trade
Listen
piece.
to me, bro.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
don't.
Steve
The
Kerr,
Warriors
Yo,
don't
bro,
know
y'all can
shit.
say who y'all
Terrible
want all day.
organization.
Kaminga
Lawrence
bad.
Frank gonna do what he wanna do. Have fun.
Warriors are dumb too, but not a good organization. They just was fortunate them last 10 years, though. But we
No,
don't really
something good
know.
was
We
in the
don't have
organization.
our
Bob
front
Myers was a
office
pretty
isn't
good
really that
GM.
bright though. I'm gonna keep it 100 with you. Bob Myers left. Mike Dunleavy don't know shit. I'm just keeping it 100.
Yeah.
Hey, let me ask y'all this though. What y'all think about the Lakers selling their organization?
They're gonna get better.
Nah, they gonna get better, but
Maybe that was the first step in heading in a different direction. Now all they got to do is get rid of LeBron or Luca or both. Get
Yeah,
rid of them.
no.
They
LeBron's gonna
canceled.
have to retire. They're gonna have to get rid of him.
They got to
He
get rid of
really,
both of them
honestly,
niggas. You
if he
ain't
wants to
winning
win,
no
he needs to take a pay
championship
cut.
with Luca, bro.
He needs
Telling
to
you.
take a pay cut.
Bro, they not gonna get rid of LeBron. Good luck. That nigga,
I
let
don't
me
know
tell
if
you
y'all been
something.
seeing
They
what
should
Luca
have
been
been
doing in
kicked
the
him out.
offseason, but
No, Luca's been slumming down, but he don't have no work ethic though. I'm just saying that nigga don't work.
we're gonna see. I ain't the biggest Luca fan, but I
PT,
will
what's the
give him some
matter?
props when he deserves props.
hey
Yeah,
BJ, let
I
me
mean,
ask
he's
BJ a question. Let me
talented.
ask BJ a
Because if you
question.
hear him talk about all the stuff that happened last year, like he said he was honestly disappointed in himself because he got
Who
traded
said
from the
that?
Cavs
Who said
and
that?
because how he played against Minnesota. Well, not the Cavs, but how he got traded from the Mavs. How he played against Minnesota.
Yeah, I would say that too. That's just good media pressure.
Hey, hey,
So
hey,
Luca
let me
doing
ask
what he's
y'all this.
supposed to
Hey,
do is going up under the radar for good reason.
Luka don't give a fuck about winning. As long as he cooking niggas one on one and dropping numbers, that's all he man. That's all that matters.
hey, let me ask y'all this though. Look. I think this is a talented NBA
Yeah.
draft, right? Who y'all
Uh huh.
think the Clippers could go grab that'll give them that edge?
What
We
pick
ain't
they
got
got?
nothing. We got the 30th.
They
We got
got
the
the 30th.
31st spot, I
Hey,
Yeah.
think.
hold on. It's been
You
some
better
good
hope
players
Derek
taken after
Queen
30.
drop to y'all. If Derek
Hey,
Queen can drop to y'all
hey,
have
you
did
gotta
it.
think
Oh,
Jokic
sorry.
is second rounder, bro.
Yeah, but you're
Bye.
not gonna find just talent like that
Hey,
easily.
hey,
Two guys
Donovan
are
Mitchell.
diamonds in the
Hey,
rough.
Donovan Mitchell was a second rounder, bro.
Draymond Green too.
Come
I
on, man.
think.
It's some
Wasn't
talent. It be talent in the second round. Niggas be sleep.
Yeah, but hey,
I mean,
guess
if
what?
y'all,
Jerry West ain't walking through them doors though. So you gotta have a type
yeah,
of
we
you
ain't
gotta have
got
a
a
type of
scout to get us
basketball
that kind of
mind.
talent. I
Y'all
feel
don't have
like
no
if they
basketball minds over there. Y'all got
they'll
Hey,
dumb
go out and go get
motherfuckers
a
in that
let
Janai
me
Broom
let
for
me
organization.
all
ask
I
y'all this.
know.
Have y'all
I
seen
ain't
the
gonna lie. And I'm
young?
an Auburn fan, and they'll go and go get a Janai Broom.
Hey,
Honestly.
let me ask y'all this. Have y'all seen a young Asian dude? He a center. I think his
Oh,
name is
Yeah.
Hanson Lee.
for who? Who he play for?
No. He coming from China.
Oh no, I ain't up on him. Is he
Oh, they
solid?
got a hey. I'm talking about he could shoot the three and he got a post moves too. He
He
dominated the
he out man with a three.
he dominated the that little rookie camp shit. He dominated that.
Oh, did he?
Yep.
Go get you like a motherfucking Harper over. He ain't gonna drop that far.
Yeah, he ain't
Ace
dropping that
Bailey.
far.
Go get an Ace Bailey then. Ace
He
Bailey
definitely
giving
not
you
gonna
fuck.
drop. He ain't dropping the 30.
His stock has been dropping lately, bro. Because he ain't working out with certain teams, so his stock been dropping.
I don't think they're gonna let him drop the 30. It's a lot.
You never know.
I think hey, OKC could use an Ace Bailey next year. Shit.
Yeah. Hey, go see if motherfucking OB Toppin available. Shit. The Pacers got more than enough players to you can trade. You
Nah,
feel
we
me?
don't need no Obi. We don't need no Obi. You need a star, bro. You need another star. You don't need no role
Go
player.
see if
And if it is a role
motherfucking
player, he gonna have to.
Jaylen
Hey, if it
Brown
is a role
then.
player, he gonna have to be a specialist. Like he gonna have to be. Hey, he can score the ball type of role player, and he got size. We don't need no
Aaron
just anybody.
Neesmith. Y'all need the Aaron Neesmith type players, bro. You know
Man,
what
nah,
I'm
that ain't gonna
saying?
get us over. We got Neesmith type players.
Do you?
Norman Powell is better than Neesmith, bro. And we got Norm. We got all
Hell
that type of shit.
no.
We need some size.
Norman Powell is not better than Neesmith, bro.
You
He's
tripping?
a better
You tripping?
shooter. Yeah.
Hey, you tripping?
And
He
that's
way.
even a
I'd rather have Norman Powell than Neesmith any day.
nah, Neesmith gonna give it to you on 3 and D, both ends. Norman Powell can't guard nobody. I've been telling y'all that for years.
Nah, I don't know. I keep. That's what I'm saying. Powell got some. We got some players that got some
Powell
a
didn't
lot of
show up,
trade
bro.
power.
In that last game, Powell, just like James Harden, did not show up. Both
Yeah,
of
that's
them
why I'm trading. That's
ass
why I would
killings.
trade him. Hey, I would package up Powell, Bobby, and somebody else and go get me a LaMelo Ball, man. It seemed like the Charlotte Hornets is done with LaMelo anyway.
Okay. Go get you a LaMelo Ball.
Cause you need I'm gonna tell you, you need another scorer, bro. You need somebody who can get you another
Like Kobe
25
Brown,
to
bro,
30
and Jordan
points.
Miller. If y'all can just develop Kobe Brown and Jordan Miller, they can be assets. They
Man,
can
them
help
dudes,
y'all
them
win.
dudes is role player. We can't say everybody gonna turn out to be the guy. They role player.
That's fine. Give me a really good role player then. That's all I need. If I'm Kawhi Leonard, I'm like, give me some really good role players that's gonna play D and play hard for 48
Kobe
minutes.
Brown is an
That's all you
undersized
need.
power forward. We don't want no
That's fine.
6'6" power
Kobe
forward,
Brown,
dog.
we know Draymond Green is too. He got 4 chips. There you go.
Man, well, he ain't playing with no Kevin Durant and goddamn Curry and Klay Thompson.
I know he playing with a 2-time MVP. So that's even better, ain't it? Okay. And a defensive player of the year award. So there it is. Which KD and Steph Curry have none. So
Go get KD. I think KD can make it happen too. If KD want to come to LA, that'll be a good move.
man, I'm telling you right now, bro, you do not want them That nigga has been a cancer to every team he been on. I'm gonna just keep it in 100, bro. Don't let them
I
niggas
ain't
fool
gonna lie,
you.
bro.
Don't let them fool you in OKC, nigga. It's the reason why they called that nigga a cupcake. It's the reason why they said they switched up on that nigga. That nigga act like a straight hoe. You don't want them type of guys around your team, bro. And the report said it was hella fist fights in the locker room on the Phoenix Suns. It's like, nigga, who's the leader? You a 2-time MVP, Finals MVP, and a former regular season MVP. Where your leadership? How you letting these niggas just? How is it so much dysfunction on the teams that you own? Brooklyn, the Warriors, it was dysfunction. Nigga mad because the nigga didn't pass on the ball. Shut up, nigga. We got OT. We didn't give you the ball. So what? Play basketball. Why are you fucking crying like a girl? God damn.
Yeah,
You
but
don't
if you
want
want to
them
win
type of
that,
motherfuckers, bro.
I think Kawhi is a easy player to go play with.
Yeah, because Kawhi ain't gonna say shit to you. He gonna crack
Yeah,
a
he
couple
ain't really
jokes and
gonna,
shit. You know what I'm saying? He gonna play hard. You know what I mean? When he healthy. So, but it's just sometimes you can't pick motherfuckers based off their clout. See, that Paul George move was, let me get a Paul George. That's my Scottie Pippen, because they looking at everything Paul George did on all these other teams. But you got to understand the mentality. Like, you
That's
know
what I
what
was
I'm
trying to,
saying?
and you gotta understand. I was just telling these
Russ
dudes,
had to
man, I'm
put a
not getting
battery
no
in
dude with
PG
no.
back for him to
I'm
have
finna
that
trade
series.
for a dude with a
For that
metal
to have
rod
that
in his
series. I'm not
leg.
gonna lie.
That's what I'm saying. It's a difference, bro. When Russell Westbrook get niggas to play hard because he's a good leader. Now his execution down the stretch of basketball games is questionable, yes, but you would love a Russell Westbrook type player on your
Hey,
team. That's
Russ
why I thought the
opted out
Clippers
that
was
Well, Russ, he
tripping.
contract
just needs
too.
somebody
The
to go with him.
Clippers
I'm not
was
gonna lie.
tripping about. That's why he was so adamant when he was scoring them points and he was saying, "Get y'all that." He was mad because y'all let him go. His hometown, bro. He wanted to finish his career as a Clipper.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
shouldn't have did
that's
that with
Ty
Russ.
Lue.
I ain't
That's
gonna lie.
Ty
I didn't
Lue. Ty Lue don't
move
know
at
how to
first,
coach great players,
anyways,
bro.
but
That's some cold game. Ty Lue, bro. We be trying to like
Hey,
vouch for you, Ty Lue. I know you be listening to this channel, but come on, bro. Ty Lue, you got to be better, bro.
come on, dog. You see, he finna get up out of Denver too. He opted out the contract.
Oh he opted out because Denver, that racist ass motherfucking state. He like, man, I love playing here, but man, I can't be in this. I need to be around my peoples. Feel me?
Where you think he going? Cause he through with LA. He done
I
ran through
hope that
both
nigga
LA
come to the
teams.
Warriors. I've been saying that, like, nigga, I love Russell Westbrook on my squad. Period, nigga. If he
Hey, that
played in the
might be
Bay
nice
where
right there.
he's
Nah, but
already
then he
connected,
can't
like
I
play.
with
think
his
He
the
can't play when
energy.
Curry
Warriors are
Come
suited
playing.
for
on,
Russell Westbrook.
blood.
That's what I heard.
He can't play when Curry playing. That's the only reason it won't work.
I think they need to
No,
get
he
rid of
can play.
Draymond too.
No,
I've been
Russell
saying this
Westbrook
for the
can
past
definitely
couple
play
years.
with Curry playing because Russell Westbrook know how to pass to certain niggas who got it go.
Curry can
He
play
know how to
shooting guard
get
also.
niggas the ball. Curry. Westbrook know how to get niggas to rock though. Let's keep it 100.
Nah,
And
he
he's
can for
gonna
sure.
play
He can for
defense
sure pass
too.
that
And
rock.
he gonna play defense, nigga.
But then you're gonna have him and Draymond Green. You can't have them two at the same time.
I think
Both
you
of them
need to
niggas can't
trade
shoot.
Draymond. That's what I've been saying for the past couple years. I
You
think we go
can't
out and
have
go
them
get
two at
like
the same time because they just gonna find each other on back doors and slip ins. That's easy. You can't have Steve Kerr and him at the same time. Steve Kerr is a fucking dump truck. He don't know nothing about basketball. Nigga been around the game that long and you still don't know how to coach. Come on, bro. Stop it.
Hey, what y'all think about NBC coming back with Jordan on that motherfucker though?
Oh yeah, that's just gonna explode. It ain't no more GOAT. The GOAT is coming back, and now we're gonna get rid of all the ESPN narratives. That's all that
Yeah,
is.
there ain't nothing you can tell Jordan. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, that's gonna be hard right there. Can't wait to tune into them games.
You think Charles
Mindset, and you're
Barkley
gonna be
ahead?
like,
I ain't gonna
damn.
lie. He gonna be on a whole nother level than Charles Barkley.
Right.
Yeah, hell yeah, a whole nother level.
He know a lot more basketball too. Jordan always had an IQ.
Right, of course, because his work ethic
Yeah, the
was
way
great.
he gonna break the
He gonna be
game down,
questioning
all
a
that.
lot of these athletes where niggas ain't gonna be able to say nothing.
Yeah, that's gonna be hard right
That
there. I
nigga
ain't gonna
gonna
lie.
expose. He gonna take the basketball back to the old school game, bro. I promise you on that one.
I mean, I think some of the stuff that he could say now would still be relevant too. Because I mean, basketball is basketball, honestly.
Yeah, basketball is
Yeah,
basketball. The game ain't really changed.
he gonna kill the 3-point line. He gonna be like, man, why these motherfuckers shoot so many threes in transition when you can get a layup, you can get a mid range? Like, why it's either a motherfucking floater, a layup, or a 3-pointer. Like, it ain't nothing in between.
Man, that's that
He gonna highlight
basketball
all of
nerd
that.
shit that tell them a 3-pointer is better than a 2. They play with they do that type of shit.
Yeah,
Just
I don't agree
dumb
with
shit.
that philosophy, anyways. Though, even today, I don't agree with it. You got
Well,
people
what
that
the
like above
3-pointer
the break
shit?
threes and stuff. I don't agree
Right.
with that.
Yeah, Steph Curry is
Especially
the
they don't need it.
anomaly, bro. That's an anomaly, bro. Like Steph Curry got
Everybody
old
want to be
school
like
game.
Steph. He
Steph
said
Exactly,
he
Curry,
didn't
man.
mess the game up. Everybody tried to be like him, so they like, hey, they did that themselves.
Hey,
game can
Steph will throw
travel
some
back
shit up.
in
Hey,
time, but a lot of these players' game can't travel back in time. See, because Steph Curry
yeah.
can just turn into a just straight catch and shoot player if you setting screens just like his daddy was.
It'd be like a
Catch and
better
shoot.
Mahmoud Abdul
That's it.
Raul.
And look at Mahmoud Abdul Rauf. He, like, you know what I'm saying? He was shooting off the dribble like Steph. So if Steph can definitely play in the old school, even with the
Yeah,
hand
no,
checking, he be
that's a
already
Yeah,
fact.
they
getting
had dudes like
crap
Mark
right now.
Price. Steph could
Shit.
Hey,
definitely play
and he
back in the
got
day.
great. Hey, he got great touch. He could shoot that motherfucker for
And he
real.
got good basketball IQ, bro. So
That too.
that
He
counts.
work off
Hey,
the.
I'm gonna
He'd
keep
be
it. I'm
like
gonna keep
Reggie.
it a
He'll
buck.
work
I'm
off
gonna keep it a buck.
the off ball.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you. Look, if you really look at Steph's game, right? Only 3 players through the history of the league could play like that. That's Reggie Miller, Ray Allen, and Steph Curry. Them the only I'm talking about could do all. Hey, they
And
could
Rip
dribble and
Hamilton
score.
and Rip
Hey,
Hamilton,
they
Rip
could run off
Hamilton
the
had that in his
screen,
game
all
too,
that.
though.
No, but Rip couldn't put the ball on the floor like that and score like how them 3 dudes could.
Reggie couldn't do it either. Though. Let's keep it 100. Ray Allen, yes, but Reggie, his ass wasn't putting the ball on the ground. Stop it.
Reggie was 6'6" though.
Curry got the
Yeah,
like
he can get
off
that
ball
shot
like
off though.
Reggie.
Yeah. Rip Hamilton was like 6'7", 6'6"
Yeah, now I throw Rip in there too. Rip was like that too. Rip was a
But Rip
motherfucking
was
mover
Reggie
without that
Miller
ball.
and Ray Allen. Rip was Reggie Miller and Ray Allen in the mid range. See,
And
he did
yeah,
all his
nah, he go
cuttings
crazy
coming
in
off
that
of
mid
screens and
range.
was in the mid range though.
And that's the type of shit the Clippers need. You need a player like that, dog. That's what we don't. Hey, if you watch our offensive possession, they don't look nothing like that. We got all ISO bullshit.
I think we need to assess every position that we got on our team, bro. Because if you do it by position, I think we need to go fix what we weak at. Honestly,
where do
we
you
really
want to
need to
start?
fix that. We really need to fix that power forward position. I ain't gonna lie, we've been needing power forward for like a long time. I ain't gonna lie, that's been really one of the worst parts of our team is that we ain't had no power forward, no big body to go with Zoo. We don't even need. We need somebody that can shoot like a Jeremy Grant or like. I don't know if he's like a starting caliber player, but at least a Chris Boucher or something.
Hey,
Chris Boucher,
BJ, let
whatever.
me ask you a question. Hey, which player in this NBA draft do you think could help us at 30? Because I've been kind of tuning into the draft, right? And it looks like it's gonna be a couple players at 30.
I ain't gonna lie. I don't know too many draft players outside of the top 15. I don't go into the second round like that. But as long as they can, I don't know, because it's without Kawhi Leonard, ain't really nothing to talk about. So what player can make an impact in the next 2 to 3 seasons?
I mean,
It's not really gonna matter that much who we get. I'm not gonna lie to you. It would be
you
nice
ain't
for us to
even
steal somebody, but we ain't got a Jerry
Yeah,
West around.
no. It's not like the draft class is gonna say it. We're gonna have to make a trade. We're gonna have to get luck up in free agency. So and no matter what James Harden is gonna do, I think James Harden is down to take a pay cut.
He needs to opt in. He needs to opt in, honestly.
He already
And
opted out.
what?
I don't know if y'all been I don't know if y'all been like looking at it, but what the Clippers did with they salaries and like when players' contracts expire, they're looking to have a big 2026 free agency. So we're clearing the books off.
Yeah,
What's
yeah.
up,
In 2026, they're gonna be aggressive.
What's up? What's up, Unc?
What's up, peoples?
What's happening?
Ain't nothing, man. Just waiting to get this nonsense over with.
Hey, okay, look, you was talking about 2026, right? Who do you think they go get in 2026 though?
There's a lot of guys available.
I mean, to me, it's a couple of them available, right? But then it's like when you look at it, a lot of them dudes that's available is already in their 30s. I don't
Yeah,
think you can go
they
get
really
no.
stand with
Yeah,
their team for real. I
yeah.
don't know if we would be
The best I can see, I can
go
see
to.
you maybe being able to go grab Giannis or maybe like a Giannis and Trey Young or something like that.
I think they get rid of Trey Young in a few years, Atlanta. But right now, because when we talking about, it'll be
What that guy? Wait a minute. So you want
2026 next season, like the off season next year.
you want Trey Young? Man, ain't
No,
no
I don't
different
want.
having
No.
I
Hey,
didn't say that.
BJ.
I'm
We
just
saying
looking
they
at
the
dudes
best
that's
available.
available.
We saying they the best
Cause
available.
I definitely don't want no damn Trey Young. He
Yeah, I
can't
don't
play
even like
defense.
Trey Young,
Trey
bro. I don't want no
Young,
5'10" point guard.
Trey Young gonna be what? 27, 28 by the time. What y'all talking
Yeah, he'll
about?
be in his prime. But I don't really want no Trey Young. There's other
Yeah,
guys
no, we
out there
just saying
besides
that
Trey
they the
Young.
best available for 2026. That's
It's
all we saying, bro.
a lot of free agents this year. You talking about 26? There's a whole lot
Nah,
of
but we
free
ain't got
agents.
no money this year.
We
That's what I'm
can't
talking about.
Oh, you talking about
go and get
Clippers?
no free agents.
Yeah.
Off
Oh,
season.
okay. Well, y'all can make some trades for some young
I really feel like we
prospects.
need a Drew for real. If I'm gonna be honest, going into next season, I really feel like we need. I don't like the guard combo that we got on our team. I know
I
they
don't know
keeping
about that,
James
dog.
Harden,
I've been saying
but
that the whole
I think
time.
they might look to trade Norman Powell. If I'm being serious, like, I'm gonna be for real with y'all. I think they're looking to trade Norman Powell.
I
Get some
told
kind
you
of
that.
value.
Yeah, they
Bro,
definitely
you
gonna
got to
move off
remember,
Norman Powell.
when was the last time Norman Powell got a big ass contract? Portland.
It's not even the fact that like Norman Powell's a problem. It's just he has value and like he's expendable, honestly.
Yeah, exactly.
And
And
like the
we
fit
gotta
on the
get
team
better.
don't really work.
Agreed.
It really don't
Hey,
work. You got two
hey, look, I'm gonna tell
non-defensive
y'all something
guards.
too. I'm gonna tell you. No, but hold on, let me let you finish going, bro.
Yeah, I was gonna say you got two non-defensive guards on the same team, and like other than scoring, Norm doesn't really provide you anything. And then you got James Harden, who, if he's not playmaking and he's not scoring, it's not a good duo. We seen that with Denver. I don't think they should keep exploring that. And then I think Drew can play either the point guard or the shooting guard. So we need more versatility on this team. I'm not
Let
gonna
me
lie.
tell you something. You know who Kawhi need? And nobody never says it.
I'll be back, nephew.
Who Kawhi need is Jimmy Butler, but he can't get him.
You said who?
Yeah, he said Jimmy Butler.
Jimmy
He
Butler.
should have been got Jimmy Butler. I would have liked Jimmy Butler over PG, but I mean
Here's
we
the
got
thing.
PG.
Uncle Ken, if Kawhi is smart, I'll force a fucking trade up there to the Golden State Warriors. Then we really could talk about
We
something
don't
at
need
that
we
point.
don't need Jimmy no more though. I ain't gonna lie. We don't need Jimmy no more.
Nah, yeah, let me tell you, Kawhi needs a Scottie Pippen type of player, bro. That's what the fuck Jimmy Butler is. He's a Scottie Pippen. That's what everybody thought Paul George was gonna be, but he kept getting hurt.
No, it's not even Paul George was hurt. His mentality, dog. I ain't gonna lie. From like 2020 to like the Mavs series, I never liked like 2021. He has that dog in him. I ain't gonna lie. But besides that, with PG being hurt, sometimes he didn't always play up to like how he's supposed to play. That's the only thing I ain't like about PG. Like I love PG. Like I thought, him coming in wasn't like the worst thing in the world. But like really, if you seen with him at OKC, it was Russ that had to put that battery in his back, and we didn't have that kind of player, honestly.
It's not
To
the
do
fact
that.
we didn't have it. Paul George's game is his personality. It's smooth, bro. So it's like the problem with him is they just couldn't stay healthy. I think if they would have stayed healthy, there's no way you tell me they don't win one.
Oh no,
I
they
just
definitely
think
win one.
They
win
win
one in
one.
2021. They win one in 2023. We win it. We win it 2024. We win it a couple years, but
Now listen, this is what people don't talk about. If you pay attention, their bodies started breaking down once they got to the Clippers. That says
Cause
a
they
they had
lot.
a
already
history
had
before. They had
injuries,
a little bit
Don.
of
They
a history
already was
before they got
injury
here.
prone. That's why.
They had a little bit of history before they got here, and then the medical staff didn't really help us out. I ain't gonna lie to you.
You don't make a trade like that. Superstar. Look at us now. Hey, look at us now, though.
Everybody hear me? So who
Yeah,
who would have made that trade? I would have made the trade. Who else
I
would you have
wouldn't.
made it or
I
not
would have
made it?
made that trade, but
Yo,
not for
listen
as
to
much
me.
as he
Me
gave
too.
us.
Listen
No,
to
no,
me.
no.
I'm
Hold
not
on,
gonna
hold
lie
on,
to
hold
you.
on. Don't say no, not nothing. You got to make the same trade we did. You would have done that.
Listen to me.
Okay, but you
Yes.
talking about the picks? Are you talking about the picks though? Or are you talking
We
about the
talking about the
players?
whole trade. We
I'm,
talking about the young superstar and the picks. Y'all would have done
I
that.
can't call him a superstar at that time. I watched that team.
I don't know what Mike talking about,
He was
bro.
a solid young
I don't know
player
what
when we
Mike talking.
drafted him. I ain't gonna lie. He did great in the playoffs. I ain't gonna lie to you. Against the Warriors, he did great. I ain't gonna lie to you, but he wasn't no superstar. He was coming out.
Nah,
He was coming out, and showing like what he could do. But I can't call him no superstar. He damn sure wasn't no all star neither. He was a little better than a role player. He was like a solid player, like a starter caliber.
that's what I thought he was too, a role player.
It's all what you look for in a player. I seen he got a nice piece, play at his own pace. He got the mid range already. I'm like, damn, he can work on the three. You feel me? When he was with us, he was playing defense.
You
He
talking
was
about
playing
potential? You
defense.
talking about potential? I'm talking about what he was at the
Yeah,
time. I knew what potential he
Nah,
had.
but you
he
got to
averaged, I
think,
think,
man.
15 points. He averaged 15 points the next year. He averaged 20 points the
Who?
year after that.
Who we talking
SGA,
about?
SGA. He
Oh
wasn't no
man.
star, bro. He wasn't no star, bro.
It took him a little while to develop. That's the
Let
only
me
thing
tell you
about Shaq.
something.
And
The
that's
only reason
all
why
I'm,
he's a
Having
star
all I'm
right
championship.
saying,
now,
bro.
he's a star right now because of what Oklahoma put around him. Take them niggas. Let me tell you something. I think niggas just forgetting. There was years he was there. Them niggas ain't fucking make no noise. They did nothing.
I remember saying that they was gonna be good at some point. Whoa, what the hell is they doing?
He said, what the hell is they doing?
I'm in traffic. My bad. I'm in traffic. It looked
Go
like
ahead,
they
do
was
your
about to
thing.
go out. I had a green light.
Let me tell you something. You listen. I'm making that trade. I'm gonna tell you why. Yo, listen to me. That trade was like when motherfucking Kevin Durant got traded to the Warriors. Yo, the Bay Area was on fire when that nigga Kevin arrived, bro. That shit was crazy. Now, I think I got here. I think I moved to California the year behind. I think after that. Yo, you couldn't tell them niggas nothing up there. Yo, you know how many fights I got into with niggas? Because I used to work at Tesla in Fremont. Oh my God. Arguing with people, and I was wrong every year. I ain't gonna front. They was whooping niggas' ass. They was. I was so glad when Kevin left. I didn't know what to do.
I think the Clippers before they got Kawhi and PG, they was in a transition year. Honestly, like
They
they was just coming
was.
off. They were just coming off of Chris Paul and Blake. They were just looking to have some kind of success, and that's what we ended up having.
If they
But then
was
we built off of it with
hey,
Kawhi and PG.
hold on,
We
bro.
just
This
shouldn't have
another
gave up
thing.
as
Not
much in
only was
that
that,
trade.
listen. Not only was they in the transition year, you had young pieces, you had SGA, you had draft picks. Hey, because you got to think we had I forgot was it the Miami Heat draft pick? That was a valuable pick. We had
Yeah,
that. That's the one that they got Jalen Williams with, right there. That pick right there that we had that we traded.
I
We
mean,
had
most of
that
the
pick
picks
right
that we
there.
gave up to OKC helped them get to where they are now. But I
But
mean,
here's the thing: the Lawrence Frank would have never drafted that well. So it is what it is, bro. Fuck him.
we had Jerry
Remember,
Hey,
West
I'm gonna
still at the
tell you
time.
another
We had
thing. Hey,
Jerry
I'm gonna
West.
tell you another thing. How I know Lawrence Frank a bum.
L.
Listen,
Frank didn't
not to hold
draft.
on, because he just
Go ahead,
said
bro.
something. Hey, you remember we had the 13th and the 14th pick. We
Yeah.
drafted SGA. We could have had Kevin
Before
Porter
that, we
Jr.
traded that. Before that,
No,
we
not
traded
Kevin
that.
Porter Jr. What's the dude for Denver? For Denver.
Michael Porter
Michael.
Jr.
Yeah, we could
Michael
have got
Porter
Michael
Jr. We could
Porter.
have
But
had
here's the
Michael
thing.
Porter Jr.
That's
and
why they claim
SGA,
Doc
bro.
Rivers got fired. They said Doc Rivers got fired because of that. Because they wanted him to take Michael Porter Jr. and he took somebody else. He didn't. Like I
He took
said,
Jerome
if
Robertson.
you look at everything that
Jerome
Doc Rivers
Robinson.
did, the Clippers haven't had a complete roster since Doc Rivers departed. And that's just me being honest with you. And I don't think they're gonna get back right until they get rid of Lawrence Frank. I keep telling people that. Lawrence
We've been
Frank don't
needing to
know what
get
the
rid
fuck
of
he's
him.
doing. Huh?
We've been needing to get rid of Lawrence Frank. This everything the
Listen
Clippers
to
been
me.
needing to do, we just ain't been doing it.
Listen,
know why.
listen, we
They gonna
have
do
an
it when it's too
owner.
late.
We have an owner, and that's there you go. He's gonna stay there and fuck yo, bro. We can name every GM. Yo, fucking Elgin Baylor stayed in the Clippers front office for 20 years, sabotaging them niggas, bro. He burnt the shit down, son. All of these niggas been burning shit down. Turn this down, baby. All of them has just been burning everything down for us. I'm sorry. All right.
I'm sorry. Daddy, come here, nothing.
What?
I can't hear nothing.
I turned it down. Bro, listen, they've been burning us. The truth of the matter is, me and BJ talked about it. Frank ain't doing nothing but cashing clipper checks, taking his family on vacations, and every year we mediocre.
Yeah, he been putting some mediocre squads together because he could have put some
Mediocre squads.
he could have put some way competent squads together than what he been putting together. Them trades, even we said it was bad trades, and then they turned out it's like, damn, we really shouldn't have done that.
We been letting Kawhi Leonard play power forward, bro. That's banking him up.
We never went to go get an actual point
Hey, we
guard.
can't even.
Now we got James
Hey,
Harden, who's
for the last 5
a
years,
real
we
point
couldn't even
guard.
upgrade and find us a decent power forward. He couldn't do that.
And then he got rid of all of them for James Harden.
Because listen. If I'm a GM, bro, let me. Another reason why I'm gonna tell y'all why I'm not doing that trade for them two. You gave away all them first round picks. In the back of my mind, I know these dudes got injury history. Okay, well, what if they not playing up to par? Now I ain't got no first round picks to put no players around these dudes. And look how we stuck now. We got lucky with Zubac.
It's
We
not
got
even
lucky
that. You
that they
ain't
gave
got
us
no
Zubac.
picks to move off of them either. You ain't got nothing to build after them. We leverage all our
That's a
future into
terrible
this.
trade. That's what I'm saying. No matter how you swing it.
I think we gave up too much. That would have
Yeah,
been
you
my
don't do no shit like that, man. You don't do no shit like that.
it's not the fact that you gave up something for Shea because we couldn't have known what Shea was gonna be, even though he had potential. It's just what we gave up from all them picks weren't necessary.
You gotta.
Like
I'm telling you. So
you could have got
listen.
away with like 3 picks. That's what we should have did.
Bo, you got to think in the future. Hey, okay, we know what Kawhi come with. We know, okay, they say he got a knee injury. We seen the other dude tear his leg up, Paul George. We seen Paul George tear his leg up. Don't get me wrong. If you give up SGA, if you go SGA and one first round pick, maybe 2 first round picks, then it's a cool deal. But when you go 7 first round picks, now we in a fucked up position.
We put too much into that. I ain't gonna lie. Because just looking back at like that graphic, I know you getting both Kawhi and PG for all of that, but I'm like, dang, man, we could have scaled it back just a little bit.
You gotta tell yourself, bro.
I know trades back in the day, they didn't
How am I
cost
gonna
that much.
upgrade this roster in the future with no draft picks? That's what you gotta tell yourself.
So let me ask this question then. Do you think SGA is winning? Let's just give Mike what he wants. Let's say we keep everything how it is. Kawhi don't show up, Paul George don't show up. SGA still here, right? Let's say we give him what he wants. We in year 6 right now. Where does SGA have this team?
I mean, I feel like we're in the playoffs. We probably contending. We're probably not what OKC is doing though.
Hold on. Before anybody, no. Before you say my name, I just want you to answer the
We
question.
would have brought in some other free agents. We would have brought in some free agents.
Nah, you can't do that, bro.
You can't do that. If you're gonna build around Shea, you gotta like do it the way OKC did it, because you can't bring in no.
And that's all I'm saying, bro. That's all I'm saying.
The same way OKC did it, because that's how you like develop for a player like Shea. You gotta let him go through it when he's young. You gotta put a young team around him, and you gotta let them build and grow from there.
Them niggas would have been the same way they would have been OKC. Worse. Now you telling me OKC drafted well around him and it took him 3 years. What you think gonna happen with the Clippers who don't draft well? What he was gonna do?
I think it's Lawrence Frank. That's my whole thing. Get rid of fucking Lawrence Frank. That's what it all boils down to.
But that goes against the point of keeping SGA. That's why it doesn't matter if he stayed. He wasn't gonna do nothing.
Because that terrible move. No matter how you break it down, bro. Listen, hold on, BJ. So you saying he wasn't that guy. He wasn't that guy,
bro.
Listen, you gotta ask yourself this: when you making this move and you giving away 7 draft first round, not even second rounders, you giving like all first rounders, right? And none of them is unprotected. That's the crazy part. Like they didn't even say, "Fuck it, we want to keep some unprotected ones."
I mean,
He
but
didn't even
who
have
did you
enough sense to say
lose?
that, huh?
Jalen Williams is the only pick that panned out to something. Who else panned out to anything? They gave up in them 7 picks.
Listen, hold on. This is what I'm trying to tell you. This is why you're forced to be competitive now. You feel me? You're forced to be competitive. You remember that time when the Warriors, even though they was playing like bullshit, maybe a couple people got hurt. They ended up with the 3rd pick, right? Even though they fucked up and took a bullshit player, we could have been in a position like that.
I don't
Bro, the
think we were gonna
picks,
perform bad
the
enough
picks,
to get a good pick. You have to be
No, no,
like
no,
one of the
no, no,
worst
no.
teams in the league.
the
Performance.
picks,
Hey,
the picks. The only pick, the reason the picks mean something now is because we ain't got no championship, but it's because of injuries. That's it. To Kawhi.
Yeah, your main
Now,
honcho is
now,
he go down.
now you ask the question. The question becomes: if Kawhi, I give Mike what he wants. If Kawhi came here with SGA, but Kawhi doesn't play for 4 years, what is SGA doing?
He's still gonna be in the same boat, probably
Is he
worse.
taking his Is he taking his team to the conference finals?
still
No,
got all those draft picks
So
though. You still got the draft picks. That's my whole thing. Which boat would you rather be in? Would you rather be in the boat now? Look, you would have had if you would have kept on held on to SGA. He the same player he is today. You would have had a shitload of draft picks, and you would have eventually found somebody to replace them 2 dudes. I'm keeping a superstar. That's what I would have done. We keep talking about we don't know what he would have been. Oh well, let's talk about what he is. He is who he is, right? I